Happy birthday, Nature Boy Ric Flair. What's going on, everyone? We got a stacked Monday Night Raw to watch tonight. Hope y'all are ready. I decided to come up a couple minutes early, which actually turned into 1 minute early, so I'm here now. Raw's about to kick off. We've got a big Ric Flair birthday celebration. We've got Roman Reigns providing an update on his leukemia. Saw something a couple minutes ago about Batista. Don't know any validity on that, but we got a big show tonight, so should be fun. How y'all doing? Hope y'all are good. I'll go down to the chat and say hello. Make sure we're all here and happy. Oh, shit.
To watch tonight.
All right, we're good. We're not too loud, are we? Turned up my mic a little bit for you guys this week as well, since last week you guys said I was a little bit quiet. So yeah, I'm up here before Raw. So happy. Hello, what's going on, Mike? What's going on, How Wheezy? What's going on, Tanvir, Brian, Colin, Nicola, Ratnick? Yeah, how disappointing is that? You know, I understand if there's a reason they have to release Arn Anderson. It's none of my business. But to release him 2 days before Ric Flair's big birthday party, are you kidding me? That's a little bit disappointing. How's it going, Chaz? What's going on, everybody? Fonte, what's up? Yeah, I heard some of the Rock rumors, too. I mean, I don't know how much they could really stack on this one show. I would have sworn that originally Brock was even advertised for this, but I don't know. They haven't said anything about him, so not sure if he's showing up as a surprise or not at all. But Raw looks pretty loaded tonight. Kind of a random loaded Raw, too. This is the type of Raw you would expect, like, leading up to WrestleMania or something, but, you know, getting close to WrestleMania anyway, not just, like, randomly in between Fastlane and Elimination Chamber. So we got a lot going on, and Raw is in Hotlanta, where Ric Flair made quite the name for himself, and he gets to spend his 70th birthday, and it's actually today. Today is actually Ric Flair's birthday. So I think a lot of us are thinking that the young lady on the screen here might be crashing this party and threaten to break old Nature's arm to get herself wiggled back into this WrestleMania match. We'll have to see how that goes down. And here we go with Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I figured we'd probably lead off with Roman tonight. They're showing this now, so. Seems to be doing really well. Thanks for the super chat, Rock Intensity. I heard of the Undertaker podcast as well. Well, he's going to be at StarCast, so I don't know if that's sparking a rumor, because there was the trademark for Dead Man Talking, which I think is a great name for a podcast. So they might have just maybe trademarked that for the purposes of StarCast, but if he's doing his own shit, I just cannot believe the Undertaker, the guy that never broke character for 35 years or whatever it was, is now all of a sudden doing indie spots and, you know, birthday parties and podcasts. He's on Twitter. Like, what the fuck? So, best of luck to Taker, man. Not ruling him out for WrestleMania yet, quite either. Well, I'm hoping we get some good news as it relates to Roman. I mean, this was only, what, 4 months ago? And when we were originally talking 1 to 3 years, and now 4 months, we could possibly get some sort of an announcement. I can't see it. I can't see him being ready for WrestleMania, but I ain't no doctor. So we'll see. Mike, I'm anticipating Becky and Charlotte showing up at that birthday party. Now we got a couple hundred people in here right off the bat with 50 likes. Nice job, y'all. Let's see if we can get to 100 right off the bat. 100 likes for GoodMicWork. And depending on what we see on the show tonight, by the way, if you're watching me and you're not watching Raw, they're showing a recap of when Roman relinquished the belt back in October. But depending on how much big shit goes down tonight, I might have to be hanging out up here after Raw. Nice, Catherine, you got turkey and cheese sandwich. I just have a beer. And I'm going to be drinking a few of these beers tonight. I'm happy to see Roman back. That was really fucked up last year. Hope he's doing well. Are the fans... What are those? What are those called when fans go yay for somebody? Cheers? He looks amazing. Probably a deep breath for him just to be out there. He's probably like, holy shit. Not only am I back, they're not shitting on my head, which is nice. And no, don't even start about this shit being a ploy by WWE. I'll come to your house and stab your mom. Big pop for Roman. You know, and this is the type of stuff that I think fans really have a hard time, like, separating, like, real life from wrestling and everything. You can hate him and say he can't wrestle and cut promos and shit on him all you want. You know, but to not wish him the best here, you are a evil son of a bitch if you don't. I mean, it's somebody's life we're talking about here. Not just your personal pro wrestling preference, you know what I mean? Believe it or not, there's more important things in life than just what you like or dislike. I know that's hard to believe. He looks good, though. I'll tell you this, he looks better than the night he forfeited the belt. That night, I felt like he looked like a little bit small and just, like, probably because he wasn't doing a shit ton of push-ups before he went out there, but he almost looked a little bit like under the weather or something, you know? He looks a lot better here. Well, the fans are showing him love. Well, I mean, he's in Atlanta, too. This is his home state. So if they're going to bring him back at any venue or any place, this is going to be it. He went to college there. Yeah, Catherine Roman is a sexy beast. I mean, everything that we've seen Roman do post-announcement, you know, has been pretty promising. You know, he's been doing the movie, he's been working out, you know, selfies at the gym, doing that movie with The Rock in Hawaii. You know, he's staying busy. You know, he made an appearance, I think, on ESPN or for Georgia Tech, or did a couple of things. And each and every time we saw him, he's looking all right. There's Arquette in the front row. Nice. Did Roman just slap hands with an indie darling? What's that about? Check out the Nature Boy in the crowd. I don't know who all these people are. He's hugging. His wife? Might be his mom. Ben Walls from Derby, England. What's going on, man? Thanks for staying up late. You guys spot Rock's mom? Oh, there she is. Hello, Ada. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if old Rocky rears his face. Kind of perfect timing with the movie and everything. By the way, I might be going to see that this week, so I'll give you the review. I'm Fighting With My Family. I've gotten a few requests about that, and those of you who have seen it so far have said it's a really good movie. Which is nice, because I never watch WWE's movies, but I'm going to watch this one. Alright, let's see what Roman's got to say. Alright, oh nice, 300 folks up in here already. For those of you just tuning in, Roman's making his entrance. He's done a full lap around the ring, hugging his family. We got The Rock's mom in the house, David Arquette in the house. Fans in Atlanta, not being assholes. So far, so good. Welcome back, Mr. Anoa'i. Good to see you. Jessica, what do you need louder? The show? I don't want it too loud, then I can't talk. Sorry, I'll turn it up a little bit for you. Well, yeah, we know one thing is for sure. Roman is yet to speak. I'm probably 30 seconds behind you guys, but he's not coming out here to announce bad news. They wouldn't have him out here if he was going to announce bad news. And he might not announce anything significant. He might just say, hey, my battle is continuing. So far I'm winning. Not quite ready to come back, but I will be soon. Or he might give us an actual date of when he's coming back. Or he might leave it up in the air. We don't know. I mean, like him or not, Raw's missed him, you know? Think about since the day he relinquished that title. Have we been singing the praises of Monday Night Raw? For all the people that thought Raw would be so much better without Roman Reigns? Well, here you go. We saw how good it was. Yeah, in my head, if I'm, I thought maybe SummerSlam would be, that was all the way back last year. I thought maybe SummerSlam would be like the earliest we'd see him back, but who knows? He's about to speak here. You guys are going to know before I do. Now we got a welcome back chant. Hey, turn your sign right side up, Roman Reigns fan in the front row. He's got his shit upside down. Oh, it's Georgia. Pretty good house in there. I can't see how much is tarped off, but decent crowd in there tonight.
I'm probably going to say this a lot, but I'm going to start off by saying thank you.
You're welcome, dog. Yeah, I'm wondering if we do get any sort of a Shield type of thing here, because Dean Ambrose seems to be gone completely loony, and he all of a sudden thinks he's a babyface again. So maybe we do get some sort of a moment with the three of them. Might be the last time, if Dean really does bounce after Mania.
I'm serious, I missed y'all. There is no other job like this. There's no other fan base like you guys.
Kevin, are you telling me to be quiet? How about you be quiet, fuckhead? Come on my channel, tell me what to do. You crazy? Can't hear, what are they chanting? Oh, this is your house. Yeah, kind of is. Money block, I'm on Pacific time too.
I'm living a little bit here, but I used to say this was my yard, but this is our yard.
That's all y'all's yard? Roman, you got a lot of roommates.
And I said this before, I'm a man of faith.
Probably one bathroom.
I've always believed in God. I've always believed that He's favored me and looked out for me, but I'm not gonna lie, before my announcement in October, I was terrified, y'all. I was scared. I was insecure, and I didn't really know if I wanted to share that secret with the world.
What we need is a Roman Reigns heel turn right now. Front of the world. Talk about a swerve.
I was scared to tell everybody because I didn't know how you would react. And thank you. By the time I got home, the outreach, between people texting me, calling me, tweeting me, Instagramming me, Facebooking me, if there was a way to get to me, y'all figured out how to do it. The amount of thoughts, the amount of blessings, the amount of prayers that you sent my way is completely overwhelming and godsend. Thank you so much. And I'm telling you, it wasn't just WWE fans. It was everyone. It felt like everyone who liked me, people who didn't like me, everybody was at my aid. Everybody was surrounding me with their love and support.
I don't know if I see him being the special ref.
People prayed for me. God's voicemail was full. You know what I mean? Like, to the max. And I think, I truly believe he was in his head thinking, like, man, what is going on down there? What, all for this one guy? All these people?
I can see him definitely being involved in Mania, though, but maybe not in a ref capacity.
Is how strong it was to be surrounded by y'all's love and y'all's grace. And to be able to feel that, the strength that you gave me, I can do anything like that.
If Rollins is going to beat Brock, I don't think his friend should be the referee. That's just my opinion, though. I think Roman can be in his corner, though, or something like that. No problem. I'm all for that. I want Roman at WrestleMania. But not as a ref.
And that overwhelming support that you gave me, it gave me strength. It gave me new life. It gave me a new opportunity, and it gave me a new purpose. You see, here in WWE, a lot of your purpose as a young superstar is to win titles and to climb that mountain and to achieve the top and to put your flag in it. And that's still very important. But for me, the only thing that is important, that I have the ability to step foot in this ring every single night.
Thanks, Spaz Out. Appreciate that.
If I can do that, I'm going to use this platform, this giant WWE platform that is global and the whole world can see it. I'm going to use it to raise awareness, and I'm going to use it to support those who are in need just like I was.
Richie, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Happy birthday. You share a birthday with Ric Flair and Maria Kanellis, I saw today. Maybe some others. Happy birthday, brother.
Well, we advertise it as an update, so should we get to the update?
That'd be nice. What's going on with you?
So when I made my announcement, I said that I was going to swing for the fences. We did better than that, y'all. We didn't just swing for the fences, man. We hit a home run.
Well, what does that mean?
So when I tell you this, I am so grateful, I'm so humbled, and I'm so honored to announce this.
I'm not reading the chat, by the way, in case y'all are going to spoil it for me.
We'll get to that later. Let's crawl before we walk and walk before we can run. But the good news is I'm in remission, y'all.
Good job. That was the announcement I was expecting. Was the remission. I was thinking that was going to be coming before any sort of in-ring return announcement. Unless he says something else here. That's the most important thing. And it took only 4 months to do that? I loved the pop when he said remission. People actually stood up out of their seats.
So with that being said, the big dog is back!
So he's back?
And just one last time,
As of when are you back? Is anybody going to take advantage of this and get some super heel heat by coming out here, or?
so before I go, I'm going to say it probably a whole bunch bunch more times, but I'm going to say it one last time. Thank you so much, y'all.
So when he says he's back, is he back? Like he can wrestle next week back? Somebody's got to come out here. Can't let this opportunity slip by. No, they are. All right, welcome back, Roman. Happy the fans showed him love tonight, although I'm going to give it about 3 weeks and they're going to be booing his ass again. That's great. That is great. That is awfully soon. I mean, do you guys remember when that first happened? We were speculating that, you know, it could be 6 months, or it could be like 3 years, or it could be never. So, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, this is the equivalent, I think, of John Cena coming back at that Royal Rumble from that injury. He came back like, I don't know how many months ahead of schedule, you know, when he should have been out forever. And there he is, popping up. Good for Roman. Happy for him. Well, curious what this means, though. You know, when he's going to be used on TV, storylines are going to start happening for him, or if they're going to go pedal to the metal, balls to the wall right upon his return, or if they're going to take it slow and ease him back into things. I don't know. Y'all's guess is as good as mine. Chatty, you don't beat cancer in 4 months, but you can be in remission. I love how everybody's so suspect of everything. How about, instead of asking that, how about say, happy for you, Roman. Glad you're going to live. Instead of questioning everything, you fucking pricks. But especially when it's like your second bout of it, too, you know? Like, that can't make it easier. Oh, here comes Seth. What took you so long, Seth? I thought you were going to come out 5 minutes ago. Well, they're going to probably share a hug here. What'd be funny is if Dean Ambrose came out kind of like R-Truth style and just started like hugging both guys, and they're both like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, I thought for sure they would incorporate Roman into WrestleMania. The funny thing about this, though, is if Roman is now indeed back, this does open up a lot of doors, a lot of possibilities for what you could do at WrestleMania. You know, Seth's getting the title shot. You know, what do you do here? How do you factor Roman into that? I mean, I don't even know if you put Roman in a whole completely separate match. Maybe Roman works with Dean Ambrose or something like that at WrestleMania. But what do you think about, like, Roman turning heel or something and screwing Seth over? I don't know. You know, part of me wonders if they're going to start with, like, a Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins feud or something. I don't know. I don't know. My hair will never go into remission. My hair's been in remission for many years now. What do I think of Jussie Smollett? Everyone makes mistakes. He shouldn't beat himself up. I wasn't aware of Dean Ambrose's injury. What happened? Was that at a house show? Yeah, a huge audience in here right now, by the way, too. Thanks for propping them likes up. Make sure you subscribe. You can get up to 200 likes, I think, before the first hour of Raw is over. Hook me up with that. I'd appreciate it. We'll be here all night. Got a lot to talk about. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to move. They don't necessarily need to put a Roman right back into the title picture right this second. You know, they can go forward with their plans, you know, for the most part, just to kind of interject Roman somewhere. But now you're talking about moving Roman to SmackDown and all of that, which they might want to do if SmackDown is heading to Fox, but I don't know. Bryan and Roman. Yeah, happy for him too. Roman Reigns, the real Samoa Joe. Thanks, Al Ramos, for the $2. That pop was awesome. Yeah, it was. I think the pop when he announced that he was in remission was very cool. You get just the way that they had the wide shot of the crowd, and they all kind of like popped for that. That was awesome. Catherine, you love The Miz and Maurice? I don't. Actually, I do. I like The Miz. Thanks for the super chat there, Marcus. My dad was diagnosed with cancer last year. He was supposed to do a year of treatment, but the cancer went into remission after 6 months. It's possible. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's great for your dad. He's a fighter like Roman is. I mean, that's pretty incredible. 6 months, that's all it took. And same thing with Roman, 4 months, 4.5 months, whatever it was. That's why when people are like, I don't understand how it works, I'm like, it's not your job to understand it, asshole. God, I just cannot believe, until you put yourself in this situation or this affects your life directly, shut your mouth. But yeah, Marcus, happy for your dad. And that's excellent news. I mean, cancer affects everybody. We all know someone, We all know someone. Shout out, by the way, to Solomonster, who really went off on some of these type of people in his podcast. I think 3 or 4 of you tagged me in his podcast, like, oh, GoodMicWork, listen to this. I tweeted him, let him know how awesome it was. I mean, it's insane, I saw some of that on Twitter, some people were saying that stuff about Roman Reigns and the whole thing being at work, and I was literally like flabbergasted. I didn't even respond to it. I didn't even tweet out my disapproval of thinking that's idiotic proportions, like I was completely rendered speechless, and I couldn't even believe that fans would actually suggest that, and it just really exposes the dark black soul that exists in so many young, especially, wrestling fans, and just how evil they truly are at their core. And just it's disappointing, that they would even insinuate something like that, something this serious. The WWE would make all this up. Oh my God, it's jaw-dropping, unwavering, and steadfast stupidity that is rampant out there, and it's a shame. So shout out to Jason for setting everybody straight. Tabs 30, thanks for the $2. Titty sprinkles. Never tried those. Are they good? You missed Roman coming out? Yeah, he opened the show, dude. You missed the whole thing? Damn, where have you been? He announced that not only is he in remission, he announced he's back. We got no follow-up on that. We got no, I'm starting next week, or I'm wrestling tomorrow, or I'm going to be at WrestleMania or Fastlane, nothing like that. He just said he's back, and his cancer is in remission. And really, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Do I think Natalya will turn heel tonight? No. Not before. Well, no, it depends. If the Hart Foundation go into the Hall of Fame, no. But if they've scrapped those plans, we got word that they were going in, and then there's been no confirmation. I suppose we'll get another Hall of Fame inductee announced tonight. But if they don't go in, sure, turn her heel. But if they do, she needs to be a babyface to likely accept on Jim's behalf with Brett, I would assume. But I think Natalya heel turn was in the works prior to Jim passing away. You could feel it, especially with the Ronda Rousey friendship and all of that. You sound like Nickelback, Maurice? Girl, you tripping. All right, my USA Network is either stopped. Oh, no, there, we're back. Oh, yeah, what about the NXT guys tonight? Any word on them? I saw that Aleister Black kind of had a goodbye speech to NXT, which is fabulous, because I'm ready. He's one of the guys that I want to see on the main roster. Oh, there he is right there. Speak of the devil. Him and Ricochet. Oh, no, so wait. I don't know if I like this match. So now Ricochet and Black are taking on the Revival? I didn't mind DIY beating them last week. But are you going to beat your tag champs 2 weeks in a row? And do the NXT stars have to be teamed up? Why can't they just be doing their own shit? Alright. I do like Aleister Black. He's one of my favorites. I think he's got some really cool, like, potential matchups, like, in the future. Like, once he gets cooking and gets rolling on the main roster, regardless of where he is, you know, I say throw him on SmackDown. But Raw's fine, too. All sorts of guys he can work with. No, Nathan, thank you for the super chat, but no, I do not think it's suspicious. I just got done telling everybody how stupid they are if they think that. No, it's not suspicious whatsoever. My God, you guys. You gotta knock that shit off, man. But thank you for the super chat. Very kind, but don't do that. Yeah, Roman versus Drew McIntyre could be a possibility. I wasn't aware Ricochet was injured. Drew, Noam Dar, and a few others, huh? What were they doing? What were they doing on the house shows? Everybody's getting hurt. Yeah, my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, was born with leukemia, and he's been in remission. He's 35, and he's been in remission ever since he was, I don't know, 2, something like that. So, you know, it always comes back, and Roman had it as a kid as well, you know. And I think about my brother-in-law every day, you know. I wonder if that's something that's going to come back to him, you know, in his life, and it probably will, but he's a lot like Roman Reigns. He's just extremely healthy, super good shape. He's a CrossFitter. He entered the CrossFit World Championships or something like that and placed like 4th or some shit. So he's just incredibly strong. So, you know, he's in just excellent health, and so hopefully it'll stay gone forever, but it's just an unpredictable disease. It's awful.
Why do you need eugenics? After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stay in shape like I used to. So does eugenics really work? Yes. It's the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Okay, great. But does it work for you? Oh, yeah. My workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
So, say I knew someone who should try eugenics. How does he do that?
Yeah, well, overexposure is going to be the problem with any NXT talent. I don't mind them shoving them in our faces at first just to get everybody kind of accustomed to them and stuff, but they don't. What I don't like about this and what we read during the week about the reasonings why they brought these guys up is just they're going to have them like compete on all the shows for right now. And to me, that just means that they have no direction. They're just going to be on the shows, Raw and or SmackDown, in just random thrown together matches. And I just don't know if just adding guys is necessarily going to help your ratings or anything like that. So if you're going to bring Aleister Black up, put him in a program. Something other than Elias or something, you know, like something meaningful. He doesn't have to be challenging for the title right off the bat, but just give him something to do. You know, give him an interesting storyline. Back in the day in WWE, the storylines that didn't have championships involved in them were just as good. I swear you can find something for Aleister to do. You know, imagine if, like, Dean Ambrose wasn't leaving and he was at the top of his game right now as a big badass heel. You know, kicking everybody's ass and not giving a shit, and then he runs into somebody like Aleister Black. That might be a fun little program together. Doesn't have to last long. 2 pay-per-views. Call it a day. Yeah, Nathan, thanks for another super chat. I'm expecting Becky. There's only one place for Becky to appear, and that's at good old Nature's birthday party. And I say she hits the ring and puts him in the disarmer and threatens to break his arm unless Triple H adds her to the WrestleMania or something. I still think you got to put. If Becky's the winner of the Royal Rumble and she's really gonna main event WrestleMania, I don't know how you keep her off of 2 pay-per-views prior to WrestleMania. So she's got to work at Fastlane, you would think. but maybe not. I mean, I just think that maybe there might be a match at Fastlane that will put her in the main event. And I'm not really sure if I see it being her and Charlotte, even though that seems likely. If WWE really plans on keeping the match the triple threat, what I would do Charlotte and Becky at Fastlane with the stipulation that if Becky wins, she's either replacing Charlotte or in the main or added to the match and becomes a triple threat. But you swerve us and you have Charlotte win. You have Charlotte win maybe by cheating or something like that. So Charlotte beats Becky Lynch. We are now, Fastlane is now in the books, and we still have Becky Lynch out of the main event at WrestleMania, and then you add her the next night on Raw or something like that. Because you're not going to have Charlotte lose all these matches. She's not going to lose at Evolution, lose at Survivor Series, lose at TLC, lose at the Royal Rumble, lose at Fastlane, lose at WrestleMania. Hate to break it to you, she ain't going to do that. And there goes the tag team champions defeated again. So, my problem with this is if this was a showcase match for Aleister and Ricochet, put them out there with two guys, make them look good, have them win, does it have to be the tag team champions? There's 100 other people back there that you could put them in the ring with. You could have had this match with Rude and Gable, who aren't champs right now. Or fucking anybody. Again, Ricochet and Aleister Black together are awesome. You're not buried if you lose to two badasses like this. But still, it's a loss that I wouldn't give to the Revival, especially when you have a whole locker room full of talent that you can just choose to go in there and job. You can just pick anybody else. Lucha House Party could have lost. Not the champs. Come on, WWE. You dumbasses. How you doing, Caruso? Hi, dumbass. How are you? Feel like getting my cheese sticks anytime soon, or are you just gonna not do that? I love that Baron Corbin's doing a promo by the bathroom, because that's where your career is. In the shitter.
What is it with you people? You always live in the past. Am I to be judged for the past?
Yeah, you are. Like my cheese sticks.
I never said those things.
Well, hold on, Baron. We do have the footage if you need a little refresher.
Okay. Some of the things
I know Rude and Gable are top guys, but they're not champs. So they should lose, not the champs. I don't mind the champs losing sometimes, but it just seems like we always see it. Last week, the Revival lost on Raw, and then on SmackDown, we had Daniel Bryan taking a pin, and somebody else taking a pin. Another champion took a pin on SmackDown. Now, Asuka, Daniel Bryan, and the Revival all got pinned last week. It's too much.
I'll just say this. For Roman's sake, I hope our paths don't cross.
Oh, shut up, Baron Corbin. I hope you're... Oh, well, there's Roman's first opponent right there. What's going on, Sean? Oh, this is a backstage party? Yeah. I didn't even think about the Baron Corbin thing when he was talking shit about Roman last year. Elias, Catherine, hope you didn't go anywhere. Oh, you're still here. But yeah, that's going to be Roman's first, entry opponent. He's going to beat the pure holy crap out of Baron Corbin, which is going to be fine, That's probably a smart move by WWE, because even though the fans are kind of prone to booing Roman Reigns, I don't even think these fans are going to boo him with Baron Corbin, because I think Baron Corbin is disliked more than Roman Reigns. Yeah, that's my big problem, Austin, with a lot of the talents they just brought up. They brought up the cream of the crop to be featured a little bit on the main rosters, but they just brought up 6 guys after the big McMahon, we're going to change shit up announcement. And they brought up 6 talents, and none of them have been really featured at all. War Machine's done nothing. or War Machine. I always get them confused with War Raiders. War Machine's done nothing. Lacey Evans has done dick. EC3 has had a couple of hellos. Who else are we missing? Lars Sullivan went AWOL. Who else? None of them have really done a whole lot. And so now they're adding 4 more guys. All right. Shield versus Corbin, Lashley, and Drew at Fastlane. I like the match, but I don't see it happening because I think if you're going to do anything with Corbin, Lashley, and Drew at Fastlane, Braun Strowman is going to be involved. Hell, maybe get a handicap match. Roman and Strowman together, taking on all 3 of those dorks. I think that would be more likely. How easy? I have no idea what's going on with Lars Sullivan. No idea. Oh yeah, Nikki Cross is another one, you know. I was excited for her to come up, but she hasn't done a whole lot either. Yeah, I meant to mention that C-Mac. How about Bruce Pritchard being hired? Like in his old gig, he's going to be like super working close with McMahon. They canned Arn Anderson a few days ago and hired Bruce Pritchard. And he was there 20 plus years. And I'm really curious what the state of the podcast is. I'm about 4 weeks behind on something to wrestle with listening. I've been real bad the last month or two. And so I haven't listened to any of their recent. I didn't listen to this past week's episode. So I don't know what they're saying about it yet. I'm sure they'll have something to say about it this week, which I'll be sure to tune in. But I don't know how that podcast is going to move forward if Bruce Pritchard has taken on a full-time creative role, which I didn't think he'd do again. I just thought Bruce would... You know, I thought WWE would eventually bring him back in some capacity because they had him on the network last year and everything like that. But I didn't know he was going to be taking a role like this, so I don't know how the podcast can even continue. Even if WWE was okay with him doing it, he ain't going to have time to do it. So, luckily for Conrad, he's got, 15 other podcasts that he hosts, so he'll be fine. But, you know, the big one, the one that got them on the map, especially Conrad, is might be ending. And I wonder, you know, like, I think Conrad's putting together most of that StarCast shit. You know, the fact that he got Undertaker to come to that. I wonder if Vince is like, I'm going to hire Bruce out from under Conrad. Nate knows how to party. Did y'all see the video of his surprise party that they held? Like, everybody was there. Todd Gurley and Evander Holyfield and Triple H and all sorts of celebrities were at his birthday party. He did a big, long speech. He was crying. It was crazy. Hey, I'm happy that Ric Flair is here at 70 years old. Snoop. Slick Ric Flair. Well, we got to work on your woos, Snoop. I fucking love Snoop. He is the best. Elias. I wish Snoop would interrupt Elias. That would be great. So who's going to interrupt? Oh, that didn't take long. Oh, Lacey. Elias, you are not allowed to hit her with a guitar, even though you might want to. I don't get this gimmick at all. Is she just going to walk out there and walk back away again? Like she's been doing? Yep. Okay, bye. Why are you just walking around out there? Like, what are you doing? Oh, thanks for that, Lacey. Now here comes babyface Ambrose. What the F? Yeah, all the rappers do love Ric Flair, don't they? He's an original gangster, man.
All this celebrating tonight has got me in a festive mood. It's got me reminiscent
The good news about this is if Ambrose is truly on his way out, this might translate into an actual victory for Elias.
From last week with Drew McIntyre. Only this time, is everybody listening? I want a no disqualification match.
Oh, against McIntyre? All right. Well, Elias is out there now. You better worry about him first.
What are you doing there, Bob?
What are you doing there, bub?
Play me off the stage like this is the Academy Awards or something? No, it's not the Academy Awards, because if it was, I'd be on my second standing ovation.
WWE has been name dropping the Oscars the night after the Oscars ever since Raw started. Every year. They got to say something.
I was about to sing a song about how much I love Atlanta.
Yeah, Flair really was, man. He really had that image. The bling bling and all that. Flair lived that in the 80s. Private planes, limos,
Winning it, now, that's an entirely different story.
banging groupies 2 at a time in the pool. Flair's the man.
I'm a big fan of yours, alright? I came out here to request a song, alright? Do you know any Temple of the Dog?
Oh, Temple of the Dog. Hunger Strike. Come on.
Yankee Doodle.
Yankee Dog. Ah.
Thunderstruck. Yes. Or is it time for Dirty Deeds?
Nope, can't sing that. It's going to cost you some money. And if you ever hit the Independence, Dean, that has got to be your entrance song. Phone up the living members of AC/DC and get the rights to that.
Whatever I want to do.
Oh, look out. Poor Elias can't even catch a break with someone that's on his way out.
What an encore of Dirty Deeds. Play it again.
Well, you're probably going to get an encore later tonight because Dean Ambrose has challenged Drew McIntyre to
Dean Ambrose is literally one notch away from R-Truth at this point. Like, what's he doing? Does he even know what he's doing?
Drew McIntyre, this guy's psychopath.
I'm a good guy. I'm a bad guy. I'm a teepee. I'm a wigwam. The trouble is, you're too tense. Jesus, now who's coming out? The Riots? Hi, Sarah. Liv, be careful. Don't get hit with that guitar. I don't have time to visit you in the hospital. Rousey and Natalya against all 3 of them? Handicap match? All right, put Ronda in there alone. She can beat all 3 of them. It'll be fine. All right, I'm already ready for a fresh one. Oh, shit. Hey, where'd my screen go? I forgot to put it over here. Whoops. Chris, thank you for the super chat, dude. Have mid-card and tag belts ever felt less valuable since they're always losing, so why would people care if you're champ? I was just saying that, man. Like, it just seems like overdone. It's fine if champs lose here and there. No problem. It's been done forever. You know, even back in the 70s and 80s, the champs would drop a non-title match every now and then. Totally normal. What's not normal is for this shit to happen on a weekly basis. And last week, not only did we have the Revival losing on Raw, we had Daniel Bryan and Asuka both eating pins on SmackDown. And here we are again. Revival lost again. 4 champions in the course of 7 days have lost matches on TV. It's too much. Oh my God, this commercial. But yeah, I'm not, again, it's not one of those things that I think is automatically always wrong, you know? If we go 6 months and a champion never loses on TV and then a champion loses on TV and the fans are like, why is the champion losing? It's fine. As long as it's not all the time. You know, that's when it gets to be a problem, and when it's like, that's when all the devaluing really starts, especially with championship belts, when your tag team champions have not won any matches since they've won the titles. Because didn't they win them 2 weeks ago? And then they lost last week, and then they lost this week. The Revival. It's like WWE's fucking with them. They want to be released, and WWE's like, no, we'll put the belts on you. That'll make you happy. But you're still going to lose. You're just going to have big red belts to carry with you. They're not doing anything different. Aside from carrying those tag belts, the Revival are the exact same team they were before they won. Damn it, WWE. Bruce. Help him out, man. Hopefully he can talk some sense into these monkeys. That would be nice. I heard that. Oh, hold on, buddy. I'm trying to fix this. Let's go paste. There we go. Alright, there we go. Fixed it. Yeah, that vape commercial, man. Comes out of nowhere, doesn't it?
Look, isn't that Frank Thomas?
It's just annoying because it's like right in my ear.
Wow, Frank Thomas.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. You look like you could still be playing. That's what I said.
Well, I am feeling stronger and leaner. So, Frank,
I do have to be careful with the audio too on this. I put it up on Twitter the other day. I got an email. I got a copyright ID match on last year's NXT Takeover New Orleans live reaction. That happened a year ago, and I guess what got picked up or what got ID'd was The Rock's promo from the Fighting with My Family trailer. You know, the spot backstage where he's backstage with Paige and cuts a little promo on her. The trailer for that movie must have came on during TakeOver last year, and The Rock's audio got picked up, and I got an ID match for it. I couldn't believe it. Fucking Twitter or YouTube is like really spooky. Yeah, Riot Squad pretty much is the job squad. I was surprised. I didn't realize how many people were unhappy with Ruby Riot's treatment at Elimination Chamber. I didn't really mind the squash. You know, I like Ruby Riot, and I think she'll be just fine. And they gave her a better match the next night, so I let that one go. That one didn't bother me too bad. Ronda doing that to Ruby once is no worse than Brock doing it to everybody a million times, so. Ricky Steamboat. Remember when he came back and or didn't come back, but he had a couple matches in 2009 with Jericho, how good he looked? Natalya, one thing I don't like about you is your ring attire. What is going on? What's with the ears and the... It's just too much. Her outfit is the equivalent of the Elimination Chamber. She's wearing the Elimination Chamber on her body. Now Ronda, much better. They don't... Look at what she's wearing. Even The Undertaker in 2013 would think that Natalya's outfit looks crazy. And he wore some crazy shit. Yeah, Natalya, it's just one of those things. It's like the little weights on John Cena's shirt. It's like Baron Corbin in a stupid vest. And Natalya and her dumb outfits just irritate me. I don't know why. Just too much going on there. You don't need all that. Why is she wearing a beanie indoors and in the ring? I don't know. It's like the time Billy Gunn defended the Intercontinental title with earrings in his ears. I remember Jim Ross making a comment about that. I think he lost to Benoit. And I remember Jim Ross, you could tell he was just irked by it, because on commentary he's like, well, I think this is the first time I've ever seen somebody defend a title this prestigious with earrings in. You could tell he was not happy. I guess she's supposed to be a cat. Girl needs to tone it down a bit. The hat is still on? She got suplexed? There, hat's finally off. Hey, what's up, Barry? Thanks for that super chat. You are 100 subs away from 5,000. Not bad. We can get Barry 100 subs, can't we? We can get me 100 subs. We can get him 100 subs. Go hit his channel up. Shoot him a subscription. He's responsible for a whole lot of donation videos that are on my channel right now. Many of those are courtesy of Barry. And he's got another one on deck. And we also got another one from Joey in the works as well. Survivor Series review. Kind of backtracking a little bit, but I got a classic Survivor Series review coming up courtesy of Joey. Speak of the devil. There he is right there. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for the $5. Has Roman come out yet? What's the status and how you doing tonight? I'm doing great, dude. Very good. Tonight's going to be a fun night on Raw. Stacked show. Roman opened up the show. Announced that he's in remission. He looked like $1 million out there. And then he announced that he's back. So Roman is back. We didn't get anything beyond that. He didn't say specifically when he's going to wrestle again, but he said he was back, and I'm assuming that means he's back. A few minutes later, Charlie Caruso interviewed Baron Corbin in the back, and he was talking smack about Roman, like he was when this all took place last October. So you can kind of guarantee that Corbin should probably be the first one to be placed in front of Roman Reigns, and that might actually happen at Fastlane. We shall see. And when Roman, after he made his announcement and he was saying goodbye to the fans and walking around the ring, Seth Rollins came out to give him a hug on the stage and all of that. So I don't know if they're going to ease Roman back into things. I'm sure he will be involved somehow at WrestleMania, maybe in a match, and it would be really cool to see him involved somehow in the main event. Or in the Seth Brock match. That match might not be the main event. Don't think he's going to be a special referee or anything like that, and he's likely probably going to have a match now since he's back. But I don't know if they're going to immediately put him back in the title situation. The funny thing now is with him back and it being WrestleMania time, you got all sorts of opportunities to swerve the shit out of us. You know, they could do so much here. They could turn Roman Reigns heel. They could have him turn heel on Seth Rollins and have Brock beat him or something at WrestleMania. There's no telling what they could do. You know? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I mean, he's definitely, I think, could play a role in that match. And now that he's back, see, if he wasn't back yet and he was just on the road to recovery, he was close to coming back, then I thought they could have him involved in the match, put him in Seth Rollins' corner. But if he's back and back as an active wrestler, I don't think he necessarily even needs to be involved in the main event, like be advertised to be involved. Like, that doesn't need to be anybody's corner, doesn't need to be the referee, nothing like that. But you could have him show up, you could have him beat somebody in the undercard, and then show up and swerve us, you know, in the main event. He might just hug his friend Seth Rollins after winning the title and celebrate with him, or he might turn on him. But I think it would be something fun, something different, turn him heel like that, because you know the fans, you know this love and support for Roman Reigns ain't gonna last with these heartless bastards. You know, eventually they're going to, and probably pretty soon, they're going to go right back to turning on him. You already have people going, boy, it's so early to get back from cancer. 4 months is probably a work. You know, you already have these mouth-breathing fucks out there thinking that. So it probably ain't going to take long for the fans to turn right back into the jerk-offs we all know they can be when it comes to Roman Reigns. So I think the best thing to do might be to turn him heel. You know, at least that would be fun. You know, don't you think that would be fun if he just we had some big swerve like that? Maybe Brock goes back to the UFC and Roman becomes the next Brock Lesnar and aligns himself with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman had that little interaction with Braun Strowman last week too, which I don't think was done for no reason. You know, Brock is involved in this match with Seth Rollins, and yet they still have to have these paths being crossed between Strowman and Heyman. Makes me wonder what's going on there. So I think Strowman and Heyman could be a possibility in the future. Roman and Heyman. Maybe Roman, Strowman, and Brock could form a three-man power trip. We'd be in trouble. We'd be in big trouble. No, don't worry about telling me what is and is not going to happen. We're just talking here. But I'm saying it might be kind of fun to do if WWE actually had the balls to do it. Maybe Bruce Pritchard will bring those balls into the backstage area in creative meetings and suggest some stuff.
Staring Ronda Rousey directly in the eyes while she does it.
My troll impression is hilarious. Well, that's the way they sound in my head. So.
Ruby is as calculated as anyone that steps in the ring. She uses the chaos to her own advantage.
I think that goes to say for the entire Riot Squad. Every single one of those women does the same thing.
I would agree with that to an extent. Ruby gonna stack up Natalia's shoulders down near fall for Ruby Riot. I think Ruby Riot's the clearly defined leader of the Riot Squad. Her so more than the other two, and Natalia's still.
Oh, sorry, I missed a super chat. Darren, a super char and a super chat. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks, dude. Why is Natty wrestling in slow motion? It looks like that sometimes, doesn't it? I like Natty. I mean, I think she's a good wrestler. It's just... she doesn't do a whole lot for me. And her outfits are... look at these things. It's like Chris Jericho's jacket took a dump on Natalia. Ronda turning heel at Mania? Maybe. Yeah, if you're gonna have any sort of big heel turns, you can't have more than one. So if you have anything like that planned for WrestleMania, I like that. What's that? A reverse inverted cloverleaf? A Boston? What the hell is that? What do you call that? Jim Ross would just call it a modified cloverleaf, but I guess it's a reverse sharpshooter leaf crab. It's a sharp clover crab, is what that is. Reversed. What's up, Gregory? Nice name you got there. Logan getting tossed around. Careful, don't be pulling your arms out of their sockets. Oh my. Knee to the face, that's it. Oh no. Ruby saved her. I was like, this match actually going to end without someone's finisher? AJ Moore. He went through stage 4 cancer and bested it in 4 months. What I want to know is how Roman kept all his hair. Mine fell out over 10 years of growth. I guess it depends on his treatment, but props to you, though. 4 months, you got the... you and Roman have a great fighting spirit, man. That's incredible. There's Becky. Somebody call the cops. And that man got right out of her way. She's still hobbling around. Yeah, knockout Natalia. That's for wearing that stupid outfit. There. Smack her with the crutch, too. Good. Oh, here comes Ronda. I like the leg injury with Becky Lynch, though. I hope she carries that all the way into WrestleMania and wins that match on one leg. Yeah, I don't know what's up with her, like, with her little wetsuit she's wearing the last couple weeks. There's Jamie Noble. There's Pierce in the ring. Noble, Finley's out there. Look at Finley holding her back. Hold me back. Oh, the police are really here? Or are they 2.5s? They're 2.5s. Now they got guns. No, they don't have guns. Look at Ronda, is just fighting everybody. Well, Becky, I was kind of hoping to see you show up at Ric Flair's party. I guess that's not happening. She's trying to get away. What the hell is going on? This NXT talent cannot hold Becky Lynch back. Oh, they're gonna cuff her? All right. These are the hands that are gonna hold up the women's title. She's gonna watch WrestleMania in jail. I don't think they show WrestleMania in jail, Corey Graves. I've never been to jail, but I have a feeling that WrestleMania would not be an option. Thanks, Gregory. Appreciate the well wishes. Yeah, I hope Becky breaks out of jail and shows up at Ric Flair's party. But they might actually have just a nice celebration. It depends on when the Ric Flair party is happening. If it's the main event, we could see Becky come back because we're only 1 hour in to the show here. But if they do this in the top of the next hour, then we might not see her. Because they gotta get moving here. I mean, Fastlane is the go-home shows next week to Fastlane, so they gotta start doing things in the next week or two. WrestleMania's free. It could be in jail. They're not going to buy the WWE Network for prisoners. That's just, they're not doing that. It would be nice. If I was in jail, I'd be like, yo, can I get the network? I don't even think you can have TVs in some jails. Yeah, if anything, if you misbehave in jail and they put you in the hole, they probably just play Monday Night Raw on a loop. Like current Monday Night Raw. Talk about torture. My God. They can't even tune in and watch me to help get them through it. We got a good audience in here, already up to almost 200 likes. We just need a few more, so mash that like button. Let's see if we pulled in any new subscribers tonight. Make sure you subscribe too. It's WrestleMania season. I'm going to be here a lot. A lot. Oh yeah, I already pulled in a good 50 or so. Nice. All right, we got to get to 26,000. We got to do that soon. We're almost there. Nick has missed me. I missed you too, Nick. Yeah, I don't know if I'm not a fan of Fastlane and Elimination Chamber. I like the old days. You only had one pay-per-view. You had no way out in between. I just wish, I don't think you need two, you know? Especially with all the pay-per-views being co-branded now. It's not like you need all these pay-per-views. So they should probably just do Fastlane. Get rid of the stupid chamber. I did see that Sonny is back in jail. There's so much going on. I've already started show notes for whatever sort of episode I'm going to get up this week. Not sure if it's going to be a podcast or a live show. Depends on how my week goes. But I wrote her down on my notes yesterday. I guess she was acting crazy in the courtroom or something. That girl is a mess. And I think WWE needs to take away her Hall of Fame credentials. If they took away Hogan's and they leave this idiot in the Hall of Fame, I have absolutely no respect whatsoever for Sonny. I think she deserves everything she gets. I hope she stays in jail for 5 years. Probably the only thing that will clean her up at this point.
Samples are not available in stores, so text CLOUT to 321321 for a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
Yeah, you're never going to be able to go back to 4 pay-per-views. That ain't going to happen. But I'd be willing to take like 10, you know. And the gaps, if you're going to miss months, I would miss like a February. Don't do anything in February, or don't do a March. Do the Fastlane in February and then give yourself 7-8 weeks of WrestleMania build. And then same thing with summer. I'd get rid of the July pay-per-view, do Money in the Bank, and then the next pay-per-view is SummerSlam. That's how you do it. And that'll be 10 pay-per-views a year. Just get rid of Battleground or whatever and the Chamber. I should get rid of all the themed pay-per-views. Get rid of Chamber, get rid of TLC, and get rid of Hell in the Cell. Money in the Bank I'll keep, because that's fun. Ronda, why are you back? Give me the microphone.
It's time to end this. Vince, get out here. Vince McMahon, get out here.
Jesus, easy, girl. Who are you calling out?
Ronda Rousey's calling out the chairman. Oh, that's a wise decision.
What's going on, buddy? Is there a cat around? Yeah, I hear you.
To the source.
WrestleMania should be in December. Yeah, it kind of should. It would limit them in their venues, though. You can never do an outdoor stadium. Maybe in Florida, but you're still risking it. Stephanie, I can't believe you're going to be Bruce Pritchard's boss again. It blows my mind.
I'm cutting straight to the case.
Cutting straight to the case.
Reigns stay back for WrestleMania.
Hey, buddy.
I am at my wit's end. Just do it.
Oh, so Ronda wants her at WrestleMania. Sit still, buddy.
Saw what just happened, but reinstating Becky Lynch, I think, is the least of her problems right now. I just saw her getting loaded into the back of a police car. Becky Lynch has been arrested. So you can take care of that too. Just you and your family, drop the charges, reinstate Becky for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania.
Ronda's like, you can take care of that too. Remember when you took the briefcase to the cops when Snuka got in trouble? Just do that.
It's just not that easy. And I don't know how many times we have to go through this. Your opponent at WrestleMania is Charlotte Flair.
Stephanie, why are you wearing jeans to work? You unprofessional.
I know it's not what you wanted. It's not how I wanted it to go down either.
She should be suspended.
Lynch is a victim of her own actions, her own emotions. She's a loose cannon. You said it yourself. She's unprofessional. Becky Lynch did this to Becky Lynch. So now, instead of being on the road to WrestleMania, Becky Lynch is on the road.
If Steph wears pants, she's taking a bump. Yeah, she might, with jeans on. We could have Ronda snap here and be like, look,
You always say do what's best for business, right? This is what's best for business. It's what I want. It's what they want.
so Ronda is pleading Becky's case here to put her back in the match.
Introduction cuffs once? I mean, come on. Steph, the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania. Me, Becky, Charlotte. I mean, think about what this means to you, to your legacy.
Oh, so Becky's pitching the triple threat.
Think about what this means to your 3 daughters.
It's called business casual. Well, I don't like it, Catherine. Actually, I love business casual. I just don't think Stephanie should be doing it because she's such a condescending asshole to everybody.
I'm sorry, Ronda, but the answer is it's a hard no.
It's a hard no. Of course it is, Stephanie.
No, that is not good enough. I demand that you reinstate Becky for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania now.
You might want to do that, Steph.
You demand? Who do you think you're talking to? I'm your boss. You work for me. You know, my father said it right. You and Becky, you're pretty much cut from the same cloth. You both have a bad attitude, and nobody, not Becky Lynch, not Rousey,
If Stephanie slaps her, I'm shutting the stream off and I'm driving to Raw. And I'm going to pistol whip Stephanie.
don't control me. I'm not like everyone else who you give just enough that they have to come back. I bled enough. I bled enough to be set for life. I am not your worker. I am Ronda Rousey and I am the Raw Women's Champion. I will carry this title as long as it represents the best. But now I just defended against the chosen. This means nothing. This is just a belt.
The chosen one. I love that she called her that.
Accessory that isn't even my style. I cannot stand here and endorse you violating this title. This means too much, Steph. Vince says that he's the man and he makes all the tough decisions. Steph, it's time for him to make the right decision.
Ron, I'm going to give you about a C+ on this promo here. You ain't shitting the bed, but you're not knocking it out of the park either. Oh, she left the belt in the ring? Okay. There you go. Smart. Like, if Ronda's character really wants Becky in this match, that's what you do. You say, here's your belt. I'm not wrestling. Let's put her in a match. Now what you gonna do, Steph? Smart move by Ronda. I never thought they'd go in that direction. Actually makes sense.
We're sorry, America. Sorry for making you wait so long for new episodes of Ms. and Mrs.
Well, I asked this in my last podcast, too. I asked all of you guys, like, what do you think? Like, how do they do it? Because you know Becky's getting in this match one way or the other. Where they do it the fast lane or wherever the fuck, they're going to do it. So, like, how do they do it? You know, we suggested the Ric Flair birthday party or, you know, or Triple H and Stephanie having a power struggle with Vince. Because don't forget, they said it was all right. When Becky apologized, they're like, cool, you're back in the match. And then it was Vince that came out and kiboshed the whole thing. So I thought it could be like a power struggle there. And they'd get involved, and then the compromise would be a match. You know, or Becky holds the show hostage somehow. One thing I didn't expect to see happen is for Ronda to hold the show hostage. So, I mean, they are really trying to make sure that if anybody in this match is getting booed, it's Charlotte. You know, if Ronda goes to bat here for Becky, and she, in storyline, is the reason for Becky to get into this match, maybe WWE thinks that will curb some of the boos for Ronda. I don't think so. I think anybody's going to get booed by default that's in that ring with Becky, at least right now. But that's one way I didn't think of them doing it. I never thought that Becky could actually step forward and make it happen. Oh my God, Dawson Gaming, thanks for the super chat, dude. Appreciate it. You've missed a lot. Roman Reigns opened up the show. His cancer is in remission, and he is back. No official word when he's going to have his first match, but Baron Corbin was talking shit, and one can only assume that's going to be Roman's first opponent. Ronda Rousey basically just dropped the title in the middle of the ring and said she's not going to compete unless Stephanie puts Becky back in the match at WrestleMania. So that's where we're at. All right, buddy. Did you even say hi to everybody? No, you're just going to scratch yourself? Maybe lick your ass? Okay, that's what I usually do.
Network now comes with Apple Music on us and $300 off our best phones. Only on Verizon. Welcome to Santa Cruz.
It's a brand title, not a world title. It's a world title. Just relax, Guzman. The World Heavyweight title was a brand title, and that was a world title too. Did Cena do that? I don't remember that. Cena threatened to quit unless Punk was brought back? Was that part of the 2011 thing? Oh, maybe that's how they got to... I don't know how the hell they did that. I don't remember that. Yeah, I heard about Batista being backstage. I mean, I could see him appearing in the Flair birthday celebration. He's big friends with Ric Flair. Remember, Batista was very involved in Ric Flair's retirement. Remember, he had the feud with Shawn Michaels right after that. He was very angry that Shawn... Look at Austin cutting a promo. I said that. I said that on Facebook today. He's the greatest world champion. No matter how many people break his records, ain't no one coming close to duplicating that career. Works for me, Austin. $70, my God. Becky Lynch was arrested.
He's the man. He makes all the tough decisions. Steph, it's time for him to make the right decision.
I want to hear the merchandise numbers on Becky Lynch's The Man t-shirts. Yeah, you don't see as many of those as Austin 316, but they're out there. Smart, though. Interesting twist. I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, the only woman now. Oh, she's got the belt. Look at Hunter. He's like, yo, what the hell are we going to do now? So I guess we're not the women's main event at WrestleMania. Oh, hi, Jinder. You're still employed? I guess the women's main event is going to be Charlotte accepting the forfeited women's title. That's going to be your main event. One woman match. What has he ever done? Yeah, he's done nothing. He's no Jinder Mahal, that's for sure. You're about as useful as a rectum wart, Jinder. What are these Singh brothers doing?
WWE superstar that is invited to Ric Flair's birthday party to a match right now, right here. Because as far as I'm concerned, this party's over.
Oh, it's over? I doubt that. Yeah, because if you're having a party, the first person you're inviting, obviously, is Jinder Mahal. So it's Angle, I guess. So he's challenging any wrestler invited to Flair's party. So I guess Angle was invited. I love that when Angle was on TV a couple of weeks ago when it was about to make that big announcement, and he was like interrupted, that all of a sudden the announcement was like not happening. You can still make it. Yeah, I guess they don't really do Titantrons anymore, do they? They just do the graphics. Back in the day, man, remember they even released a DVD on their Titantron videos. That's how up their own asses WWE was. Yes, I was invited to Flair's party, Nick. I was, but I had to decline because I had to be here. I was like, no, y'all don't understand. I can't miss the live stream. So Flair was upset. Apparently, eyewitnesses said he definitely cried when he found out I couldn't be there. But at the end of the day, I mean, my obligation is to you guys. So as much as I'd like to be there for Flair, I got to be here. Duty calls, you know? Yeah, Dolph was in the Rumble. We haven't seen him since. Don't know where he is. Good audience in here this week. Well, let's see if we can get up to 300 likes. We might be able to do it. If you're watching and you haven't liked this video, do it. Bunch of new subs. Right on. Pretty good night so far. You're pissed off about Ronda. Don't worry about it. It's not for real. I've been wondering all along, like what path, what road they're going to take to get to that triple threat that we know is going to happen. You know, there's just no way they're going to bounce Charlotte out of there. Charlotte's in the match one way or the other. So we're going to get a triple threat. There's just no way we're not. So I've been curious all week, like how they're going to begin this process of getting to that and having Ronda be the one to have Ronda be the one to hold them hostage. I thought it would be Becky doing something like Daniel Bryan did, Occupy Raw, threaten to break Ric Flair's arm, something like that, just to get herself in the match. But it might be Ronda doing the good deed, and she basically forfeited the belt to Stephanie. Put Becky in the match or go fuck off is basically what she told her. So the McMahon's hand might be forced in this situation, and we will see. I mean, I don't think Ronda would do it. I mean, we've been talking about Becky crashing Flair's party. Could you see Ronda doing it? No, right? Ronda's issue seems to be more with Becky right now than Charlotte. And plus, Ronda would have to virtually turn heel if she was going to attack Ric Flair in any capacity. There's no way you can stay babyface after that. Please tap out Jinder. Good, tap. All right, fine. He's tapped. Joey G, thanks for another one, dude. I appreciate that. Mania 36 taking place in Tampa next year. They're going outdoors again? What's in Tampa? Oh, where the Bucks play. It's the only place. I used to go down to Tampa every now and then. Back when I lived in Kakalaki, make a drive down to Tampa. I went to Busch Gardens there a couple times. I remember when I was in Tampa the last time, I drove right past the Sun Dome, which is where the Royal Rumble was in 1995. And I remember we were driving, I couldn't get my phone out quick enough to like snap a picture of it. Not you, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. Yeah. No, not big win, but a win for Kurt Angle. And now Bliss is coming out. So she's going to do a moment of bliss while Kurt is still in the ring? Jinder hobbling away. Jesus, Alexa. Now she's got Balor on the show this week. Alexa is gonna give me a heart attack, and I'm only in my 40s. I ain't ready to die. Some of these girls need to take it easy on me. Why don't WWE have a WrestleMania in Philadelphia? Well, I mean, I would normally say because the weather's shit, but they're having it in New York, and New York's right there with Philadelphia. It's just as far north, if more far north, actually, than Philly is. I don't know. I think with a lot of these cities, I just think the downfall is these outdoor stadiums. I think the only place that WWE's really willing to go outdoors is either in warm climates or New York City. I don't think it's worth to roll the dice in Philly. I don't think Philly's ever going to get a WrestleMania, to be honest with you. If the Eagles played inside, WrestleMania would have already been there. But you got to take weather into consideration, and it's just a big risk. And when WrestleMania was there in New York in 2013. I was scared shitless. Even leading up to WrestleMania, I was saying it in my podcasts at that time that I'm worried about the weather. And I'm worried about it again. Anybody got a Farmer's Almanac? What's it calling for on April 7th in New York, man? I'm just worried. And especially a city like New York, I cannot for the life of me, a football stadium that is being shared by 2 football teams, that they didn't stick a roof on top of that thing. In that freezing ass cold environment. Just so you can like really open things up. You can do concerts in the wintertime and stuff. As a city, I would want a roof on if I'm in a cold weather city, you know, put a roof on us. Oh, I know, Catherine. No, I think New York's a great venue. I just don't want it to be raining or snowing or anything like that. And sooner or later, WWE's going to get burned. I think WrestleMania will definitely go back to Atlanta because they just built that beautiful new arena and that big stadium. It's one of the nicer ones now in the NFL. So Atlanta, totally. I can see them going back there. I don't think they're ever going to come here to San Diego for WrestleMania because Petco's kind of weird, but I do think they can come for a Royal Rumble now that we're getting Royal Rumbles in baseball parks. I'm open for 2021 here in SD. WrestleMania come to Baltimore? Yeah, but where? That's not a big... I just don't think Baltimore's a big enough market. Or it's just it's not an attractive market. Nobody wants to go to Baltimore. I've been to Baltimore a bunch of times. I don't like it. I don't like any cities on the East Coast, really. I don't like Charlotte, really. I don't like Baltimore. Charlotte's another city that I think should definitely get a WrestleMania. Oh, you're back? Bud, you gotta go away, buddy. I'm trying to do this right now. I think Charlotte could definitely get a WrestleMania just because of the history in the Carolinas of wrestling. But again, you're outside. Skydome, definitely, but Skydome's old. They've already been there twice. Yeah, I'm aware of Arn Anderson's release. I wish they would have waited until tomorrow to do that so he could at least be here for Ric Flair's party. It's kind of shitty. But whatever. Apparently there was some sort of shouting match with him and Vince. Mike, thanks for the super chat, dude. Was kind of hoping Mania would come to Minneapolis where the Vikings play. It's got a retractable roof. Yeah, they'll be there. That new stadium is pretty badass. And is, yeah, provided they got, you can never go to Minnesota without a roof. So I think they'll get it. I think Minneapolis, one year they'll go there. Minneapolis, Minnesota's hosted at least one Super Bowl. I remember the Redskins won there in the 90s. There might have been another one too. One thing I did before Balor comes out, one thing I did hear about the Vikings' new stadium, I guess the front of it was made out of all glass or windows, and like birds were flying into it who were migrating and slamming into it, and there was like hundreds of dead birds, and they had to do some modifications to make sure that they're not killing wildlife.
Don't let the red carpet WWE rolled out for you hitting on the butt on the way out.
Alexa's not upset that Ronda's leaving.
Three-time Raw Women's Champion. I would have never disrespected the title like that. And since we're on the subject, if the McMahons are looking for someone, you know, that they can actually rely on to take Ronda's place in the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania, they know where to find me.
Oh, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte now is the main event? Yeah, that'll be good. Thanks, Darren, for another $5, dude. Current forecast for Mania, 40 degrees with rain and snow. Right on. I hope those ring posts have extra strength heaters. The heaters apparently worked out pretty well last time around. I've heard interviews with wrestlers since then that said that they blew hot air on them. They stayed plenty warm, so I think the bitter cold is manageable. What's not manageable is like rain and sleet and snow, and that's just what you can't afford to have. I'm sure the ring will be covered with a big-ass apparatus, but the fans are going to be up shit's creek. Finn, how can you sit down with that belt around your waist?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Finn.
Balor and Bliss.
Chamber, you defeated both Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley to become the new Intercontinental Champion.
We got another Gregory in the house. Well, yeah, the cool thing about being in Baltimore in a market like that, a market that I don't think WrestleMania will ever go to, you're close enough to one where it will go to. Because WrestleMania will be in New York, Atlanta, places like that, which are drivable. So you're not completely, you know, it's not totally local for you, but it's WrestleMania is doable in your location. Out here, I feel like my options are a little more limited. I mean, unless they come to LA or something, or Arizona, I don't have too many other options to catch it.
You show me your abs, and I'll show you.
What are you gonna show us? Lio Rush, I've never hated you more in my life. Corey Graves going nuts. What is Lio Rush doing out there?
This whole talk show is a sham. Finn, you don't deserve to be the Intercontinental.
You're a sham, Lio Rush.
Bobby Lashley deserves to be the Intercontinental champion.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte's one of the cities I can see getting. I think it's further enough south to where the weather wouldn't be too much of a factor. You just got to worry about rain. And where the Panthers play, that's a big-ass stadium. That's plenty fine for WrestleMania. I think Charlotte would be a good spot. I'd actually probably go if they went to Charlotte. Because I got a lot of people there in the Carolinas I could go with. I'm not listening to Lio Rush, by the way, because I don't care.
Wait a second. Did you come out here to challenge me for the Intercontinental Championship so that you can prove to Bobby that you're better than him?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Listen, that's the way it sounded to me, and I'm not sure what the McMahons will say. I'm not sure what Bobby Lashley will
I'm not
say.
listening or looking at either one of these two. I'm staring at Alexa.
Me, for one, I believe that you deserve to
Lio Rush is getting a title shot.
Listen.
If they put the belt on him,
Perfect sense. I beat you to win the title. Shouldn't you be the one to challenge to win it back?
Listen, man, I know what you're trying to do. I didn't come
Listen, we all heard what you
if they put that Intercontinental title on Lio Rush,
Finn Balor versus Lio Rush for the Intercontinental Championship tonight.
I'm going to wear a Lady Gaga meat suit and go lay in the woods until coyotes kill me. Because that would be more fun than Lio Rush wearing a title.
Do the job by yourself.
Oh, Alexa Bliss stirring the shit. Your microphone looks like a dildo, by the way. But that's okay.
You know what, Finn? Do you want me? You damn right I'll do it. I'll do it. I know that I can beat you and that little leather jacket. You think that makes you tough?
Your little yellow leather jacket.
Listen, I'm gonna go to the locker room and I'm gonna prepare for our match.
Leah, I don't think you have time to prepare for your match because your match is right now.
Okay, Commissioner Bliss just makes the match right now.
All right, well then,
Who wears leather jacket and tighty whities or tighty reddies? Who wears that?
All right.
How does Leo get rewarded with an Intercontinental title match after ruining potential?
You saw somebody dressed like Finn Balor walking down the street, you'd call the police.
Finn just caught circles around the hype, man. That's undeniable. Now it's put up for shut-up time for Lio Rush. Finn Balor. Big pin. Leo to win the Intercontinental.
He's still in the chair.
Alexa, come back. I think he's going to take off the title.
Alexa, come on back.
Finn Balor always defend the title. Here on Monday Night Raw.
We're gonna get this match now, or are they going to commercial? Oh yeah, wasn't Alexa Bliss? I forgot about that. She actually was an authority figure, wasn't she? It amazes me how quickly these storylines come and go. I forget shit that happened like 4 weeks ago. Oh yeah, WrestleMania will undoubtedly be in LA, and I'll be there. It's just a matter of when they go. If they, upon that stadium's opening, if they hit it right away, or if they wait 2 years, I don't know. But it's coming here, and I'll be there. I'll be there with balls on. Vegas too. Vegas would work. Never rains there. Raiders are playing somewhere. God, Vegas would be fun. I'd go to that one too. I'd probably die. Whole WrestleMania weekend and Vegas at the same time. Jesus.
He tells us that you're all restless.
wait until you meet theirs.
I mean, it's all fake anyways.
Who's the girl playing Paige in this? Is she in like other movies? Like people have seen the movie so far, said she did pretty good. She's cute. That was The Rock. Oh yeah, Catherine, you know you'll be here. WrestleMania in LA. Did y'all see the again, this was all just me prepping for the show tonight, and I was doing shit online. All Elite Wrestling got denied a couple of their trademarks, one of which was All Elite Wrestling. Huh? That's kind of scary. They gotta get their shit together before they start releasing logos and all that, so I don't know what's going on there, but apparently they've hit some roadblocks with a few of the trademarks they filed. So I hope all that works out for them. I would hate to see some stupid little roadblock like that trip them up, you know, especially this close to Double or Nothing. I could see Lio Rush pulling off an upset victory with some help over Finn Balor one week in a non-title match, because that's something we see all the time. Champions lose every day. But this is a title match, I think. And if Lio Rush wins the IC title, I told you what I'd do. Coyotes are going to eat me. Well, before this match starts, why don't I grab another cold frosty brew? I'll be back in a second.
It's like the first time, every time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
I got fire on you.
What's it say? Big imagination, plays well with others.
That's what I'm telling you. Captain Marvel, rated PG-13, everywhere, more shades.
This is a commercial about buying cars. That's a car, this is the phone, and this is drive time. Cool. Need to get a car with your tax refund? OMG, do I. But wait, where's all the sexy shots of cars driving on city streets with no traffic? We don't need them. 99% of people who apply get approved. It takes 2 minutes, and you can do it from anywhere. All you need is your phone. Down payments with drive time are $1,000 less on average, so that tax refund can go a lot further. Holy moly, that is a low down payment. Go to drivetime.com.
By the way, if y'all have screenshots of you watching me and Monday Night Raw, shoot them over to me on Twitter at GoodMicWork, and I will retweet them. And thank you to everybody since last week who has been sending me the fan art. I think Dan Price, David Crabtree, somebody else as well. I got a lot of fan art in my emails and on Twitter. I got about 3 different AWA logos. Last week I asked somebody who can do that type of stuff. I'm like, make a good mic work like AWA logo. I got like 3 of them, and they all look great. So thank you to everybody that was helping out there. I can use a new WrestleMania font logo as well. I do have one, but it's not quite great, so I kind of need a new one. So if any of y'all know how to do that, hook me up. Can't believe Vander Holyfield randomly was at that party. I didn't even know him and Rick were friends. Darius Rucker. He's a big wrestling fan, I think. It amazes me that Charlotte was actually the Divas champion. Maria Menounos. You're always there. I thought it was Menudos, not Menounos. Maybe it is Menounos. Who's this girl interviewing Titus? Sting! Sting! Damn, Sting needs to be there. Alright. Nicholas's dad proudly holding up the Intercontinental title. You put the belt on this little bitch, I tell you what, I'm gonna lose my mind.
My disdain for Lio Rush has subsided slightly, and I want to say that I commend Lio Rush for trying to win the Intercontinental Championship back for Bobby Lashley. So wait a minute, but here's the problem, Corey. If Lio Rush wins the Intercontinental title tonight, it's over. There's Lio Rush with a drop kick cover, hook of the leg, and a kick out.
So what's the problem here if Lio Rush does become Intercontinental Champion?
Hootie and the Blowfish. I forgot, one of them, they have ties to my old town that I used to live in North Carolina, in Greenville, because when they got really big in like 96 or something, they came and played a little private concert like in Greenville at a bar that I went to all the time. Corgan's. And it's a tiny ass little place. They played a little concert there and went over and had food at the pizza place next door. It was nuts. The whole town was going crazy over it. Because nothing ever happened there. But I don't know why. I forgot. One of them must have lived there. They got ties to there or something. Maybe ECU. I forgot. But I remember that day, everybody's like freaking out. Hootie and the Blowfish are downtown. Which downtown is about the size of my apartment complex. Lio Rush versus Nicholas. Who wins? Duh. I mean, come on. What kind of question is that? You really think Lio Rush could stand a chance against Nicholas? Get the fuck out of here, Bubbinator. Nicholas would whoop his ass. Hell, Strowman has been battling an uphill battle against these 3 opponents, so he needs some help. We need a Nicholas return. We might get a Nicholas run in at WrestleMania just for shits and gigs. The fact that Lio can do that acai from the bottom rope is pretty incredible. I remember I had Leo's back when he said that crap about like Emma getting released, and he said something stupid. I was like, you know, I watched the dude work. I saw one of his NXT matches. I'm not sure if I've quite seen anybody as athletic as him. He's just crazy. He's like a little miniature Ricochet. And plus, he's so ridiculously young. I'm like, you know what? If I had Twitter when I was 20 years old, I would probably say a couple of dumb things too, so I'm going to cut him some slack. He just needs to learn from that and not say anything dumb again. Okay, Dan, well that explains it then, why Darius was there. Darius and the crew.
If he's able to capitalize on an injured Finn Balor, we could have a new Intercontinental champ.
Balor was expecting a relatively easy night, but that's not the case. Flair by Balor. Been trying to get the blood flowing back through his knee, get the adrenaline pumping. Balor's got Rush in his sights, and Leo Rush to the knee. Great move by Rush, going after the injured knee of the champion. Leo Rush is an incredible competitor.
Yeah, one thing I don't like about Finn Balor is he leaves very little to the imagination. So, not my favorite thing to stare at, but I guess it's good for the ladies. Ain't that right, Catherine?
If Leo Rush can knock off Finn Balor to win the Intercontinental title, and look at this, Leo Rush very aggressive, working on
Oh, I'm not ripping any more hair out, Catherine. I'm gonna go to my face, maybe a couple other places, but I don't want to rip it out. Renee, don't even joke like that.
Or would Bobby Lashley, the almighty one, think of that as Leo Rush continues to assault the knee of Balor? This is a great strategy by Leo Rush, because even if the referee decides to stop the match, if Balor can't continue, that is a submission victory for Leo Rush and a new Intercontinental champion. And also, don't forget Balor's finishing.
Yeah, right. I don't blame you, Catherine. There's probably so many people that do that and have those urges. I'm just really glad I'm the age that I am, because if I was young right now, I think all of this social media and internet and stuff would get me in trouble. Like, because we're all stupid when we're young, you know? All the mistakes we see people make, celebrities, and, you know, the dumb shit they say and do, and it's all in the public eye now. You can be caught on video doing something dumb. Happens all the time. I didn't have a whole lot of stupid years, but we all have them, you know. Everybody's a little bit irresponsible and dumb at some point in their life. There's a phase that didn't last long in me, but it was definitely there. And I'm glad I was never Twitter accessible back then. He got him. No, he didn't. Corey Graves. He got him. K3, we're all happy for Roman, man. Excellent, fantastic news tonight. Very happy for him and his health and his future. And it's kind of a scary thing when you first, you know, make that announcement to people. It's like not only is wrestling fan losing someone, or wrestling losing someone, but the world might be losing someone if this disease goes the other way. So the best news we could have heard is what we got tonight. So really happy. Oh, WCW would annihilate TNA. I guess it depends on what year of WCW, but almost any version of them. TNA had some hot years, though. You put a 2007 or 8 TNA or 2009 TNA with a 99 WCW, TNA will probably win that. We got a lot of Gregs in the chats tonight. Here's Greg Clary, you're the fourth one in here tonight. That's kind of funny. Cancer said, "This is my yard." Roman said, "Hold my beer." That's funny. Pretty much. I mean, Roman versus Cancer was essentially a squash match. 4 months. You're shaving your head bald if Leo wins, so am I. And if he loses, I'm also shaving my head bald. Ooh. Leo and Ricochet trying to compare that their athleticism is pretty dumb or pretty hard, but I'm still gonna go with Ricochet. He's gonna coup de Grace Leo's face. I would love to see him just do that to somebody's face. Oh, that'd be great. Well, luckily, we didn't have any sort of upset there. Yeah, they're not my sons. I wouldn't name all my sons Greg. I'm not even a big fan of the name Greg. So, no, I'm not. I would never name my sons Greg Jr. I think my kids' names are going to be Bret Hart and Skeletor. Big, well, not a big win. I'd say it was a little win. He beat a little opponent. It's like a half a win. That victory should count as 1/2 a win in the record books. If he beats him next week, then it counts as a full win. Little balloons all over Ric Flair's. That picture of Ric Flair on that graphic is what, from 15 years ago? That looks like nature circa 03 right there. Yeah, Greg, yeah, if you're 39, you couldn't be my son. Otherwise, I was getting it on at an early age. I was in preschool playing doctor, if you know what I mean. Which I'm sure you do. There's Tucker. Oh, the Ascension. You're not in AEW? Fresh meat.
Where's your partner, Otis? You know, your giant pet pig.
Your giant pet pig.
Dumpster diving for cheeseburgers.
Who's the long hair? Is it Victor?
Better watch what you say.
Connor's a big guy, right?
Otis. He's got a big temper. Couldn't be as big as his fat gut or his neck. What neck? It's like a bowling ball.
Why aren't Victor and Aiden English a tag team? They got the hair thing going on.
I'm telling you, he's very sensitive.
They're about the same size. They're both annoying.
Otis is not gonna find this funny.
Tucker looks like Adam Bomb banged Duke Drosy.
Just man, what's going down here?
Otis.
They were just saying a couple of things. Stand up. They were saying how,
Stand up.
How this guy right here, he said you look like a pig, and this one right here said you look like a bowling ball of a boulder, and they said that you were digging in the dumpster for cheeseburgers. Funny, huh?
He doesn't look like a bowling ball or a pig. He looks like a LJN King Kong Bundy figure. So we're gonna get a War Machine and or Heavy Machinery. I'm sorry, Heavy Machinery and Ascension match now after commercial. Okay.
We are about to bring the ruckus. Mia Yim is a 10-year
Oh yeah, I've been seeing this Mia Yim and Shayna look like they're next up. They got to start putting together their takeover soon. Oh, he does kind of look like a Buddy figure too, like the wrestler, because he got the arms like that. But I'm telling you, that King Kong Bundy, I have it in my closet. I should have brought it out. I'll wave it in front of the stream. He's got the same exact body type. He looks exactly like it, except for the hair.
3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball. They're when it matters. Get $300 off our best phones, only on Verizon.
God, 2045. It's only 25 years from now. Nicholas will be, I don't know, he'll be in his late 30s by then. Maybe by 2040, Nicholas will be the face of the WWE. Yeah, I remember that. The Ascension. I don't know. I really hate to think that that promo got them in any sort of trouble, though. I think a lot of the fans were soured by it, but you know, you always hear about people like that grab the brass ring thing and go out and get things and be daring and take chances and risks and all that. That's probably all they were doing. Nothing wrong with believing in your own bullshit, which is what they were doing if they thought they were better than the Road Warriors. But I would really hate to think that their career has been in the toilet because of that. But you might be right, Vontae. Could be. I want to know the person that runs Iron Sheik's Twitter account, because there's no way he's tweeting that stuff. You know, it's got to be somebody doing it for him. It's so hilarious. I just can't imagine Iron Sheik being able to even know what he's doing on a smartphone. Like, to me, he would just, like, be so lost. He'd be misspelling shit. He doesn't misspell anything. All he does is write in all caps. Connor Delaney, I don't know who's going to interrupt Ric Flair's celebration. I originally thought it would be Becky Lynch. She's being hauled off to jail now. Unless she escapes and makes it for the main event, she could appear there. But Ronda Rousey's kind of taking the lead on this now. She's given the belt to Stephanie and said, I'm not wrestling unless you reinstate Becky. So we got another Greg in here. Greg Mania. You're the 5th or 6th Greg to be showing up here tonight. Yeah, he retired as a champion and undefeated. Not too many guys can say that. Yeah, I have no doubt somebody's doing Sheik's Twitter for him, but it's still very fun. Iron Sheik was one of the very first people I think I ever followed on Twitter. First person I ever followed on Twitter was Bret Hart. And like Shawn Michaels and maybe CM Punk or something, but Iron Sheik was up there. I'm in remission, y'all. Iron Sheik should return. I think the only reason Iron Sheik won the gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania 17 is because if he got eliminated and thrown off the top over the top rope, he would have died. He had to win. Big Dog is back. I thought it would be a while till we saw him again. Want to have a Greg Brawl for all? That's fine, as long as I don't have to compete in it. All the rest of them, all the Gregs in here can beat the hell out of each other. Can I yell, burn it down? No, I cannot. No, we got all the news outfits here. Oh, thanks for all the screenshots, y'all. Nick, you got the best one. Carl, Lou, I look terrible in yours, but I appreciate it. I'm not even looking. I'm like in mid move, but I appreciate the screenshots here. Thanks, Punk, as well. Oh, look at me.
One job, Leo. One job. I can't be worried about you when I gotta go out there and fight Braun Strowman. Look, man. Can I trust you?
Lashley, shut up.
I can't hear you. Can I trust you? Yes, you can trust me. This console is being rushed for good reason.
So Leo's back out there with Lashley for this. Leo looks just all banged up, all busted. Is this Lashley and Strowman? That's what this is? One-on-one? So maybe Strowman is going to go through all of them. Because who did he beat last week? Corbin, right? In the tables match? Does he knock off Lashley here and then go after McIntyre next? I mean, surely we're not going to see Roman, like, quite yet, right? Like, if Corbin comes out here and runs in or something and interferes, we're not going to see Roman coming out here and make the save, are we? Surely no. Oh, here comes Lashley. Nick, you still waiting for... Do I owe you a follow back? I'm sorry.
Lashley has not been happy ever since losing the Intercontinental Championship, but he wasn't pinned last week at Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Rush causes angered the Almighty. Lashley hasn't lost his Intercontinental Championship in the opinions of many, including himself. What a notch it would be.
This is a match I do not care about.
Lashley, if he can knock off Strowman here tonight.
Lashley's gonna have to start doing something. Gonna have to start speaking for himself. I mean, I think everyone was impressed with Lio Rush here tonight.
It's undeniable that since Lio Rush arrived on the scene, Lashley has been a better version of himself. If Lashley pulls this off, two massive 385 pounds and speed to match. Oh, elbow from Lashley just in time.
I'm thinking what you got to do here is have Strowman beat him with another Lio Rush miscue. Because it looks like they're starting to wrap up Lio and Lashley. I say keep them together. I think Lio helps Lashley, but it seems like WWE is already over it and they want to end it. So you probably do something here. Eventually you're going to have Lashley beat the crap out of Lio the same way like Jinder beats up the Singh brothers all the time. And here comes Braun running. Oh, I hope he hits Lio. Oh. I want to see Lio just go flying into, like, the upper deck. That's it? Oh, so there is no match. What the fuck is the point? That was about as pointless as Lacey Evans just walking out there. Oh, my God. Look at he smacked Lio pretty good in the face there. Well, at least we didn't get a 20-minute 2-commercial or 3-commercial match, right? Now we got Bayley and Nia Jax. Oh, good, another champion's about to lose. When Nia Jax knocks off Bayley. I bet you that'll happen. I know Vince doesn't like a lot of things. Vince needs to get over that dislike. No DQ, Dean and Drew. Well, we'll see. Hi, Charlie. Seth must not be good to go because we have not seen him in the ring in a while. Dude, you better be healthy.
Second of every day for the last few weeks, and WrestleMania is without a doubt the
biggest match of my entire life. And I said it last week, I'll say it again right now.
I'm glad they moved away from the bathrooms to cut this promo.
The Universal Champion.
They just put Corbin there because that's where he belongs.
Well, that's almost secondary. Because my brother is back. Roman is in remission, and tonight is about love. Tonight is about celebrating. Speaking of celebrating, if I know Roman as well as I think I do, he's actually probably got a ice cold beverage waiting for me. So, time to go burn it down. But in a different
What are you burning down? You shouldn't be doing that. Oh, who's in the limo? Vince? Then why are you late? It's gotta be Vince. Can't be anybody else. Triple H and Stephanie are already there. Oh, it's Flair, maybe. It's you. Why aren't you at your birthday party yet? He's brought wife number 12 with him. She's pretty. What is she wearing? Lingerie? Alright, that tongue kiss from your wedding was already enough. It started giving me nightmares. So I don't know if we need any live sex celebrations coming on Raw tonight. Yeah, Seth is a pyromaniac, isn't he?
Never heard Dr. King speak like that before. A very
I don't think WWE does think Black History Month is all about MLK. I mean, this current spot is on him, but every year they do like weekly segments, you know, highlighting famous black wrestlers and stuff. This year does seem a little bit different though, but I don't think they really have that mentality, no. Like, look at all these guys. And that was just a few years before I was born, you know, when all that stuff went down with him. The sad thing is like he's totally young enough to be alive today. I don't know how old Dr. King would be, but old enough to live right now, so he was taken so ridiculously early. Yeah, I don't know what Flair's had more of, wives or championships. I think he's had like one or two more titles, but not by much. I mean, I'm curious what they have planned for the birthday. I mean, it's clearly going to be in the ring. We're going to get some surprises. I don't know if any angle is going to take place or anything like that. It might just be a big, giant love fest. I mean, Ric Flair's had a few of these. I remember in 2003, they did that big tribute to him after Raw, after that match with Triple H. And everybody came out, and that kind of felt like his retirement. That was in Greenville, South Carolina. And then a few years later, he did the retirement with Shawn at WrestleMania and then had the big send-off on Raw, which is... I just watched that a couple days ago, again, for the first time in a few years. Pretty crazy. Yeah, Anne Frank is another one, you know? Like, Jesus. I didn't know they were all born in the same year. Interesting. Yeah, he'd be in his 80s, right? Yeah, but if whatever they do for Flair, man, if it turns out if The Rock comes out and Batista and all these guys, Randy Orton's probably in the house, I would assume. Could have Evolution in there. Too bad you could have Evolution and Horseman in there had WWE not gave poor Arn the boot. Oh my God, a seniors division, a senior tour in WWE, they could never do that. Because if you had a death match, that's actually what it would be. That's actually how you would win. First guy to die loses. Yeah, so this is definitely the third time in the last 15 years, 16 years that we've had one of these Ric Flair celebrations. There might even be another one in there somewhere that I'm forgetting. But maybe there's a Ric Flair appreciation night I forgot about or something, but We've had a few of these, and they've all been pretty memorable.
Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate. And trust me, you'll like the difference too. Samples are not available in stores, so text CLOUT to 321321 for a complimentary.
Yeah, I don't know what I was sad to hear about Arn leaving because he came in after the buyout, after they bought WCW in 2001. So he's been there 18 years. You know, not counting the year and a half or 2 years he was there in the 80s with Tully. So I mean, he's put 20 years in the company. You know, it's like I heard something about a shouting match with Vince, and maybe Vince just got pissed and don't bring him back. Happens. You know, you can be a legend all you want. You cross the boss, you might have to go. I think Vince does. Vince likes those Ric Flair characters too. You know, Dr. Jerry Graham was like a big inspiration to Vince. You know, he just really likes the showman like that and the showmanship, and Rick had that. And Vince, I think, always had like a lot of respect for Flair, even though he wasn't in his territory. He was the king of a competing territory, but there was just this mutual respect. Even when he brought Flair in to the WWE, they had like a handshake agreement that Flair could leave if he wanted to. Like, that's how much he respected Ric Flair's career. You know, like, yeah, if you're not happy with what I'm doing here for you, you've earned the right to be able to say I don't want to be here. You know, and I thought that was always really cool. You know, of Vince to let Flair go back to WCW without even jobbing him out too hard. All he did was lose to Flair, or lose to Perfect on his way out. That's it. You know, they always had a great mutual respect for each other, and I always thought that was nice, especially in a business as cutthroat as wrestling is. You know, for Vince and Flair to have that relationship, I always thought was cool. So Flair's always, or Vince has always appreciated Rick. There's your belt. So I guess Ronda, lost her smile, or what happened? Yeah, happy birthday, Rick. By the way, I fired your best friend. And I'm not sure where Arn lives, but it probably still is in Georgia, so they're probably even in his home damn state. I don't know where he lives, but I would assume he's nearby. Georgia, Florida, Carolina, somewhere like that. Arn doesn't seem like a Seattle, Washington type of guy. Corey, shut up. Do I remember the Boogeyman? Well, yeah. I don't have any great memories of the Boogeyman, but I totally remember him existing. I don't think that was a wart on Ronda's cheek. Oh, Dean taking it to Drew. You don't even have his little jacket off yet. Oof, ouch.
I'm sure Dean didn't take into consideration the fact that there are no disqualifications. That works for McIntyre as well.
Yeah, I wish
Drew
he
has the
would.
same
Maybe
set of rules.
he should take that into consideration here. I mean, after what we
Yeah, didn't they give Booker Boogeyman a WrestleMania match?
no disqualification.
Ay, ay.
Bell just rang. The match now officially underway. Ambrose and McIntyre. And Dean Ambrose, we know the type.
All right, solid audience in here still. I've had over 300 of you in here all night. That's pretty nice. We're almost, we're close to 300 likes. Y'all can help me out there, can't you? Make sure you subscribe. How many subscribers can we get tonight?
This is going to get out of hand.
I think we can get to. Oh yeah, well we can get to 25-7 easily. We get a good 100 or a couple hundred in here tonight.
Down goes Ambrose. And now Drew McIntyre, just what he needs is a weapon in his hand. I think Dean's gonna regret this.
What's he got, a belt?
Sooner than later.
Come on, someone's gonna call this.
Psychopath.
Where'd they get the belt? Dean's wearing a belt. I thought Dean took the belt off. Was he wearing 2 belts? Doesn't mean I want to watch it. Oh, come on, Renee. You know you do this to Dean every night. Y'all are probably into that.
I know Dean Ambrose can go through a lot. He's been through a lot in his past before stepping foot here in WWE, but not against a man like Drew McIntyre.
Look at this, McIntyre.
WrestleMania, Bristol Motor Speedway, no way. All you'd be able to get in concessions is Budweiser and biscuits. I vote no on that one.
McIntyre who can beat you physically, mentally.
Sting about to repel somewhere from a belt with a bat. No, they ain't doing that anymore. I don't think WWE will ever lower anyone from the ceiling again.
There is nobody to blame but Ambrose.
I just think his head's
He was wearing 2 belts. I'm like, yeah, I just noticed. I'm like, he's wearing a belt, but he's got a belt in his hand.
losing his mind. This is just another.
That crazy Dean. Only Dean would wear 2 belts.
McIntyre over the top rope, and now it's Ambrose's turn.
They must be really heavy pants.
I think he could lose more than that tonight. Suicide
His belt isn't even on all through all the loops in the jeans.
burst into the barricade. And you see the welts already forming on the back of Ambrose. McIntyre in
Damn, Ambrose is, or McIntyre is freakishly strong. Oh, thanks for reminding me of that, Jeremy Hunt. Fandango picked up a win over Jericho at WrestleMania. Well, back then, he was a new talent they're trying to get over, and that was Jericho's role at that time. Hard to believe that was 6 years ago.
You get strong, you rise.
Earth's mightiest heroes together.
I don't know. Are we getting a DIY match tonight? They haven't announced anything, have they? I say no. I say you don't need these guys on both shows, both weeks, you know. Like, I'm all for, like, hey, here they are. Enjoy some matches with these guys, but don't put them all on Raw and SmackDown. We don't need that. That's how people get old, stale. See them all the time. WWE has the same kind of problem now. Like, everybody's, like, on TV every week. They don't need to be. Hate to break it to you, Catherine, if you're still here. You don't need Elias every week. It's probably part of the reason why he sucks so bad. Because they just put him on the show. Like, okay, we're going to have an Elias segment. He's going to sing. Somebody's going to interrupt him. And that's really all that goes into the creative process. You know, they don't think it through. They just say, okay, here's what we're going to do with Elias this week, and then we'll do something similar next week. And next thing you know, a couple months go by, you see that shit every week, and now you have a talent you don't give a rat ass about, you know? So keep them off. When I was a kid, I used to watch wrestling. You'd go weeks, not 1 week, but multiple weeks, plural, without seeing your favorite guy. You know, Honky Tonk Man or guys like that. They didn't wrestle every week. Hogan, none of them did. You had an hour. Just like NXT. You get 1 hour. Unless they moved it to 2. Have they moved NXT to 2 hours yet? Mike, thanks for the super chat. Strowman cost Drew the match. Here's my prediction. Yeah, that's a good prediction. And another one from Joey G. Remember when that one comedian made a joke like someone's career fell faster than Owen? And almost got the shit beaten out of him by Scott Hall? I don't have any recollection of that. What comedian was that? And when did that happen? Yeah, sorry, Catherine. I knew you would be not happy about that. Wow. What comedian said that? Was Scott Hall there? He said it in front of Scott Hall? Or did Hall see him later on? You know, that kind of humor, sometimes people can be fine with it until it touches you personally, you know? Because you've heard, like, have you ever watched one of those roasts on Comedy Central? I mean, people joke about the most unjokeable things you can imagine. And until it affects you personally or it personally offends you, you're really not going to care. So when somebody said that about Hogan or about Owen, I can see someone like Scott Hall wanting to get retribution for that. But that's what comedians do, man. Sometimes they push the envelope. But yeah, I wouldn't take too kindly to anybody making a joke about that. I watched that happen that night, and it still haunts me to this day. We got the 20-year anniversary of that coming up this May, which is just crazy. Right around Double or Nothing time is when that'll happen. I got a big video planned for that, for Owen. Oh, it was a roast? Yeah, well that makes sense. They say that shit all the time on roasts. They get downright brutal, man. Nothing's off limits, man. They make fun of dead people, terminally ill people, mentally challenged people. Like, nothing is off limits. It amazes me, some of the things they say on those roasts. Oh, it was at the roast of Iron Sheik? And they're saying it at a wrestling event? Well, that's even worse. I was thinking a comedian just said it in general. Yikes. Thanks for another one there, Joey. You're awesome. Ambrose has got the belt again. Unless it's a third belt. Damn, just whipping him. That's just a spot I would hate to participate in a match. Where you have to do the belt spot. Where somebody's got to whip the other guy. I'm like, really? Do we have to do whipping tonight? I don't want to. I want to get a good night's sleep in my hotel room. I ain't trying to be whipped.
His flesh is still searing from the attack with the leather belt that Ambrose just inflicted.
Well, at least Ambrose is putting up a fight this week. Jesus.
Forget that. He is going to punish Dean Ambrose. The good news is we're in Atlanta. Whatever's left of Ambrose can be an extra on The Walking Dead. McIntyre, steel steps in hand. Here comes a diamond plate tattoo, Dean.
Move. Why does everybody fall for that spot? I don't know how many times I've seen somebody holding the steps and then get dropped, toe holded, and smash their own face on the steps. It's like people running into that Hogan leg drop. Is any one of these fools gonna duck this thing one of these days? If I was in the ring with Hogan, I'd duck that leg drop and curb stomp him. Oh, Elias. Elias coming back for revenge. And why is Dean a babyface and Elias? This is so frustrating. Shut up, Corey Graves. Elias, I like your shirt. I'm going to Hawaii in about 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I'll wear that. Mike, I was watching on my couch when Owen died with people over. Actually, I had a couple people in my house that night that I never even met before. It was my friend's friends. And McIntyre picks up the win. But I ordered the pay-per-view like I always do. Had the same couple of buddies come over. We did our normal routine. We cooked and we ate food and we drank beer. And then my friend asked if a couple of his friends could come over because they wanted to watch the pay-per-view. I'm like, of course, the more the merrier. And it was a couple, a guy and girl. And we all sat there and watched it. It was fucking crazy. Still haunting. I remember everything about that night. I remember what was on the coffee table when it happened. I remember what I was wearing. I remember where I was sitting. I remember the smell in the apartment. Like, that's how vivid it all is. Wasn't easy living through that as a 24-year-old man, you know? God. Shit was rough, man. Well, we got 4 guys beating the piss out of Ambrose right here. I was about to say, well, shit, here comes Seth. Why is he saving him? Unless Roman comes out too. Now, if Roman comes out... Oh! Are they really going to do this? Wow. I say Strowman comes out with him. Bring Strowman out too. And we got an 8-man tag. Which we don't have time to do in the main event. Dominique, thanks for that super chat, dude. I'll get back to you, man. There's a whole bunch of shit going on right now. Look at Roman in there taking bumps, throwing Superman punches. It's his first Superman punch in 5 months. And we got a Shield reunion going on right now. And a shot to Lashley. A stomp to Elias. Funny thing is, I don't know why Elias is even in there. This should be Corbin. He's about to spear somebody. God, Roman's in the ring taking bumps, y'all. Wow. He's back. Are y'all gonna help out? Why'd y'all help Dean to begin with? I love that they're leaving him there. No, I swear, if Roman is back, there will be no special guest referee. I don't know why everybody keeps suggesting that. Oh, I guess you could be right. It's just, if Roman's back as an active competitor, you're not going to make him the referee. I think that would be more if Roman wasn't ready to fully come back or something like that. Then maybe put him in that role. But if Seth is really going to defeat Brock, I don't want to see him doing it because his friend is the referee. I want to see him do it for real. That's kind of cool. I like the little stare back. Interesting. Sure you don't want to re-sign? Ambrose?
Officially main event. First ever all-women's pay-per-view. This Sunday. Like, I don't even know how to feel right now. I had no idea that it was going to be this big.
Total Bellas, brand new this Sunday at 9. And catch up anytime. Pizza and a 2-liter online. Order with our mobile app and get the 2-liter free from Little Caesars. Just confirm your final order, enter the promo code FREE2L, pay, then pick up your favorite large pizza and free Pepsi 2-liter. Pizza.
It's time for some straight
That's the biggest pop Roman ever got. You might be right.
tax refund time. So what are you gonna do with all that glorious extra money? No, not that. Here's a better plan.
A couple more screenshots. I'll shoot those some retweets. Thanks, y'all, over on Twitter.
For just $45 a month. That's right. All on America's best 4G LTE networks. Plus, save up to $200 on
No, anybody that merely suggests that's a work, I'm blocking you. You're a fucking moron.
top wireless. Everything for less.
And you're gonna say,
There's not even words in the English language to describe that level of stupidity. To actually think they would do that.
You didn't tell me your friends were coming? This one is tiny like a child.
Yeah, I don't know what Dean's plans are now. I mean, now that Roman's back, who knows? I kind of like that they're keeping us guessing. I just don't understand why Dean, all of a sudden, 1 week, it's like he got hit in the head real hard, and he just went all full R-Truth on us, and doesn't know what the hell goddamn year it is. And so he's like, last week was hilarious when he approached Seth during the promo, and he's like, where were you out there? And Seth is like, seriously? So the fact that Seth and Roman now came out there to help him out was kind of head-scratching. I don't know why either one of those guys would even want to do that, considering what he's done in recent weeks, but whatever.
If we learn today, you want a Pepsi?
I want a Pepsi.
There you go. Oh, I gotta come up with my own catchphrase.
You know what you taught me, Granny? How to accessorize. Yeah. Cheated poker. Yes, but also how to make real Southern butterfly shrimp. You gotta use buttery crackers for the crust. And fry them fresh. 8 shrimp plus the side and a biscuit for just $5. Look, isn't
No, the reasons why WWE wouldn't make a work out of that shouldn't even need to be discussed. You shouldn't have to discuss you should know the reasons. There's 1,000 reasons why WWE would not make a work out of something like leukemia. There's 1,000 reasons. Hell, there's more than that. I mean, they've been known to push things a little far sometimes, but I promise you they would never in a million years do that. You got to be out of your mind. You have to be the most cynical person walking planet Earth to think that. Anybody else, you know, getting leukemia, no fan would ever even suggest that. But because it's Roman, you know, it's like, Jesus. They do the same thing with Natalya. Nobody's going to be going like, it's a work. You know, like, what the fuck? So stupid. Yeah, the stupidity in wrestling fans rears its ugly head every time something like this happens. They show their idiocy. Which is fine. We don't get too many of them in here, but I know they're around. Oh, it's more than a special kind of stupid. Yeah, I listened to what Solid Monster said. He was 100% right. If I was him, I would have gone even more hardcore. I don't think he insulted those fans enough, if you ask me. I knew WWE was going to mention the Rotten Tomatoes score. Everybody's loving this movie. I was getting a lot of tweets and comments about this movie, so I'm going to go see it. I'll do a review on it. At some point, I'll try to get a video up. Oh yeah, so this is a one-on-one. We're getting, what, Bayley and Nia Jax, right? Hey, the belts look good on them. I'm going Nia Jax in this match. I think Nia's going to beat her. Because Bayley's a champion, and champions aren't allowed to win. I hate those inflatable things. Yeah, thank God. Craziest part about that incest storyline is that WWE admitted to it. What DVD was it? That Stephanie... It might have been Vince's DVD. I did a review on that. Thanks, Barry. But she even mentioned... She even talked about that on a WWE-produced documentary. That Vince wanted to do a storyline where he was the father of her baby. Like, that's some shit you just keep... When your dad comes up with a stupid idea in a creative meeting, don't announce that on a documentary. Dumbass Stephanie. Yeah, get that thing out of there. Nia Jax, that's the one good thing you've done in the last 4 months is moving that stupid inflatable thing out of there. I don't know if we're going to get it overrun for Flair's birthday. This can probably be a pretty quick match. Even if they had this match planned for 12 minutes, they're going to go 6. Because you got to get through this match, then you have to have 11 more commercial breaks. And we only have 25 minutes left in the show. This match is official, right? For Fastlane? Bayley and Sasha aren't dropping their belts at the first pay-per-view. I think they'll be in and possibly even out of Mania as champs. And then I think you do the split at some point and have them work all summer together.
Elevation Chamber. Now, did you see that hip toss? Damn, girl.
That was a great example of using your opponent's momentum against the...
Yeah, but just Vince to even suggest that. I mean, my God. I mean, he was raised in a trailer park in North Carolina, so I can understand them feelings probably coming about. But oh my God, Vince, he is perverse. He really is. Oh, Michael Cole, you and your commercial breaks.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, the storyline with Hawk was horrible too. All right, these Stellas are going down. I'll be right back. I just got a notice on my phone. Thank you, Acer. This guy always tweets out my shows. He does everybody. He does like mine and Cronin's and a few others. Appreciate you promoting there, buddy.
This is X5. Simple, easy, awesome. Xfinity, the future of awesome. Got your own car with
And plus, we still have the Nia Jax Bailey match here, and we have the Ric Flair celebration, and we might possibly get the follow-up, or we might get some more on the Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey situation. I don't know if they're going to hold off until tomorrow or next week, or if we're going to do some more with that during Ric Flair's party. You never know.
cigarettes may leave you with stained teeth, gum disease, and more. This is a commercial about buying cars. That's a car, this is a phone, and this is drive time.
So did Matt Riddle have some nudes leaked? I saw something about that this weekend. I think Zayn put something up on Twitter. I saw.
This is a car commercial. Will there be a phony focus group? No. Just got
Sorry.
information. 99%
Thanks.
of people who
Forgot to put myself back on camera there.
in 2 minutes from anywhere. All you need is your phone. I have a phone.
My bad. Funny thing is, I hit the button, but then I clicked away too quick and it didn't work.
In 2 minutes.
Sorry.
Time.
What was it? What was the craziest thing that happened once? The cat shut off the stream. The cat shut off power to all 3 of my computers one night during a live stream. That was funny. And I think another night I was up here talking for like 5 minutes with no mic on. So things happen. Technical difficulties sometimes arise.
Count the $1,200 a year I saved when I switched the fam to Metro. Oh yeah, that's smart.
Save $1,200 a year over AT&T and Verizon.
Well, I got a beer, but I came back, but then I forgot to turn the shit back on. Sorry.
Because we love pizza as much as you do. That's why we're giving you Pizza the Pie rewards points for eating any pizza from anywhere. Pizza from
Yeah, I heard about Batista being hanging around backstage too. Maybe even Rocky.
homemade pizza. That's a little better.
What about anchovy?
Anytime.
Why is Matt Riddle taking nudes?
New York style on deep dish.
Sorry, it happens to guys too. Happened to Seth. It's no different than the women. Same thing with them. I'm like, I feel bad, just like with the women, just like Charlotte and everybody else that had their nudes leaked, especially Paige, because hers was super embarrassing. But it's their private lives, man. Yeah, I remember AC Corner, and there ain't no goddamn way he's 238 pounds, or whatever he was listed, 215 pounds or something. He's 10 pounds heavier than 205 Live when he appeared on Raw one week. I'm like, bullshit. D'Lo's 270. Easy. Oh, Sean says Rock is in the building. Sean's a friend. I trust him.
Monday Night Raw, Nia Jax right now.
He's usually one of my go-to guys for news like that.
Bailey. Remember, Nia and Tamina will face Bailey and Sasha for the women's tag team titles in 2 weeks at WWE Fastlane. And if this is any indication, Bailey and Sasha's reign may be short-lived.
JD, what is it with wrestling YouTubers and cats? Solid Monster got cats. I got cats. I didn't even know JD had cats. Somebody else has got cats too. Aaron Rift has got cats.
Somehow, to pull off a huge win here against Nia, this is
Well, my new routine on streams, I've been taking their food out of here and moving it in the other room, and I feed them right before I go live, so it's been working. They haven't been bothering me. Bub's been here twice. He's jumped up, but he went away.
Bailey doing her best to will herself back into the fight. And here's
I don't know. It's a cat club in the wrestling YouTube community.
strategy.
We all got them.
Women's champion. Face first goes Nia. And Sasha Banks offering words of encouragement in the corner to her meal ticket. Bailey
Riddle smoked too much weed and leaked him himself. I am still curious about what Matt Riddle's deal with the weed is, as we watch Nia and Bailey, which I'm barely paying attention to. But I'm curious, like, Did they work something out, or did Matt just agree to quit smoking, or did he say, look, I'll come work for you, but you got to give me a break on this weed? Weed is so harmless, you know? Like, let these guys... God, it's so much... Think about what the wrestlers used to do in the 80s and 90s, all the alcohol and cocaine and drugs and pills and painkillers. I would welcome my roster to smoke weed. I would encourage them to smoke weed because it would keep them off of everything else. It is not a gateway drug. It is not. The only thing it leads to is snacks and dancing. But I mean, Matt Riddle was pretty an avid, you know, marijuana advocate and stuff. So I'm curious if they worked anything out with him.
How do you game plan for Nia? I don't know. I don't get. What do you do?
Like Ricky Williams in the NFL had the same thing. He's like, leave me the fuck alone, man. I want to smoke weed. What does it matter? Would you rather me be an alcoholic? Because that's legal. You want me to show up to practice drunk? How long have I been streaming since Raw started? 2 hours and 41 minutes. Yeah, no, I know they don't suspend for weed, but they do something. You're at least fined or something, so I would assume that something had to be discussed or worked out. Yeah, and if that's all it is a fine, and you truly are not, and your career is truly not affected by it, if it's just a fine and that's it, you know, but still, like, you can fine them all you want, and the wrestlers might be fine with paying that fine, but it might affect management and creative's opinion of you, you know, and that's something you don't want to deal with either, so. But if you're making a bunch of money, yeah, it's probably worth that fine, just to keep yourself sane. You got a long, grueling house show loop or something, and you're finally in the hotel, and you're banged up from your match that night, and you just want to get some sleep? What is wrong with opening up a bag of chips and smoking a bowl? Falling asleep with fucking Fallon on? Like, is that so wrong? Should be a $10 fine. Everybody should get fined $10. I'd pay for like 100 violations in advance. I'm like, here. All 20s okay? Here you go. I've been hearing the Trish and Lita rumors. I honestly don't know if I want to see that, but at the same time, the women don't really have a big tag team division right now. And, much like Goldberg with the Universal title, they might want Trish and Lita's name in the record books as tag team champions. It would look good there. Even if it's just, it would be for a short time. They'd come in, beat them, win the belts, drop them in a month. But they would go down in history as being tag team champions. So I could totally see that happening. Oh, Bayley won. I thought for sure Bayley would lose. Bravo, WWE. Your champion won a match. I would too. I agree 100%. I would much rather see Lita and Trish than Nikki and Brie. Although Nikki and Brie, I fully expect to hold them Purdy White titles one of these days. I don't know when. Maybe it's at WrestleMania, maybe it's not. But I think their opponents will either be Trish and Lita or Nikki and Brie. Unless you really throw them into... Look at Strowman's coming out for the party. He's happy. Look how happy he is. I like that version of his shirt, the long sleeves. I'd wear that. Yeah, I was happy Stephanie and Triple H are also happy. This could be great. I'm saying, man, Ronda Rousey might show back up. Thank you, Mediocre Madman, for that $5. If you send a super chat, will I adopt a kitten and name it after you? Mediocre Madman? It's too long. Can I name him something for short? Mediman, Little Man, something like that. I don't need a third cat in here. These two would freak out if I introduced a new animal. So your super chats would have to be enough to cover the pet insurance and everything that I would get for the cat. And yeah, we can be a 4-man, and it's got to be a boy cat. And we're gonna have a frat house in here with the 4 boys. 3 boys and the boss. Oh, my hair looks great, thank you. I'm glad you said that, because I've been thinking I should be getting highlights. I've been thinking about making an appointment and, you know, frosting the top there to be more trendy, you know. I'm not going to call it stupid. Or what is, I'll name, you should name your dog Stay. Come here, Stay. Come here, Stay. Do that. I am the authority, except I would never slap them, ever. The day I, Stephanie McMahon, slap one of my cats, one of y'all need to kill me. Alright, so we got about, after we get back from commercial here, we're going to have a good 12 minutes or so of this party, which ain't a whole lot of time. No, I've already decided when these two guys leave, you know, Bub's going to be 10 this year. So when that fateful day comes, I think I might move on to dogs. I think I'm ready. Jesus, Jesse, you got a 19-year-old cat? Oh my God, I hope Bub lives that long. Man. Oh yeah, Catherine, you definitely bitch slap me. Nobody messes with Tito in front of you. The hell commercial is this? Damn, greetings, Abby. How do you pronounce that? Tripura? That's India, right? Oh, it might not be. I think it's India. Well, welcome. Thanks for staying up late as well. I always get a lot of my analytics. I get a ton of views from India. India and in England. Big audiences over there. Name your dog Robert Kraft. Yeah, I guess Robert Kraft doesn't mind people being on their knees after all, does he? I kid. I actually thought it was funny. One of the funniest memes I saw was Robert Kraft, and he's like, "Don't blame me. Have you ever tried to jerk off with 6 Super Bowl rings?" I thought that was hilarious. And plus, at least he's a rich white man that is smart enough to know that he's got to pay for his pussy and not grab it without permission. So I got Robert Kraft's back on this one. It's embarrassing, but luckily for him, it's a misdemeanor. He's fine. People have done worse. So even though I don't like the Patriots, Robert Kraft, I give you a pass on this one. Look at this setup. That is elaborate. Oh, they're going to present him with a belt or something. Look at No Way Jose dancing. All right, here we go. Ric Flair. I think they took all the ring ropes off there, too. I like that Triple H has been randomly coming out to the King of Kings song. It amazes me how happy Stephanie and Triple H look right now, considering what happened with Ronda. I got another one from India. PJ, what's up, man? How are you? Yeah, that cake looks pretty good. I wonder what kind of cake it... Man, that looks like a grocery store cake. One of my good friends is a pastry chef, and she would hate that cake. She'd be like, the cake looks like shit. Where'd you get it from? Ralph's? From Harris Teeter? From Walmart?
Now, as if Mondays usually aren't hectic enough as it is, when you get to the road to WrestleMania, things get a little more...
Becky is under the table. She might be.
Nights like tonight,
Somebody might be.
the big dog Roman Reigns returns to reclaim his yard. Welcome back, Roman. You get nights like tonight where Ronda Rousey lays down the women's championship and makes an ultimatum. Or you get nights like tonight where Becky Lynch goes to jail. But all of that pales in comparison to the reason that we are here right now, and that is to celebrate. To celebrate the 70th birthday of what I consider to be the greatest sports entertainer of all time. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Well, bring him out there. We got 9 minutes, guys.
Some invited guests. So without further ado, allow me to
Yeah, who are the guests?
introduce you to the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
I don't know. This is so random, but I don't know if I've ever heard Stephanie McMahon introduce Shawn Michaels before. I could be completely wrong. It's the first time I can ever think of it. I don't even recall them being in too many promos together. Maybe some. I love Shawn's rocking the hat now. Hey, Shawn, you still got that Rolex, dude? I'll never forget Ric Flair in TNA. Rings are off, watches off. Couldn't believe it. I'm getting back in the ring.
One of Ric Flair's greatest rivals, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
We got Steamboat out there. Does he still work backstage? He's chopping everybody on his way out. Oh, he nailed Seth. I love Steamboat. I sat in the very same building and watched him and Savage have that match at WrestleMania 3. Steamboat's kind of important in my childhood.
Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
Oh, all of a sudden you like Kurt now. Okay. The Enforcer. Arn. Oh, wait, never mind. I know we know Sting is there. I'm curious if they're going to bring out... I mean, we're running out of time, guys. I hope they ask the USA Network for a few extra minutes tonight. Otherwise, by the time Flair gets out there, it's going to be time to go home. Or go off the air.
And last but not least, the man they call Sting.
Kind of a random group of guests. I remember when he retired, they had Valentine, Arn, Tully, Wyndham, Harley Race was in there. I don't think Piper was there. Sting. God, Sting, man. Oh, Mike Witt, great idea. I'd love to see Jay Lethal show up. He won't, but Vince will be like, Jay who? But yeah, appreciate the super chat, dude. Yeah, well, we saw Sting backstage, so no surprise he's coming out here. Sting and Shawn, haven't seen them in the ring together too many times in history, have we? Maybe twice? Imagine all those guys in their prime. Imagine that fatal four-way. Kurt Angle, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Sting, and Shawn Michaels. Holy crap. I'm going Steamboat on that one. All right, Flair, you got...
So rather than talk about him, let's take a look at what's causing all of this.
Oh, we're going to get a video package too? I hope Vince is on the phone with USA Network. Yo, dog, can we get 10 minutes? Just postpone Modern Family. Fuck it.
What really caused all this?
Still blows my mind that that man was in a plane crash. A crash in 1975. And was told he'd never wrestle again. And went on to wrestle for 30 plus years. Crashed in Wilmington, where I used to live. Incredible. Dude was completely out of his mind. Athletes love him too, man. Even modern day like football players, they love Ric Flair. He's a legend. There's literally fans of Ric Flair that are 60 years old and 10 years old. Like, for real. Not too many wrestlers can say that they have that wide, you know, of a gap of fans. He's got a long reach. I hope they are revealing the big gold belt, because there's a belt under the tarp there on the ring. I would love if it's an old World Heavyweight title and not a WWE one. Oh, they're going to give... I can already tell. Oh, yes! It's got Ric Flair plates on the side. It looks too... It doesn't look curved on the front plate. All right, Flair. Remember, this is not the plane ride from hell. This is your 70th birthday party. Act accordingly. You know, that does not look like a whole lot of people on the stage. Is that all that consists of the Raw roster? Oh, shit. He ain't coming out. I bet you Becky's got him. Oh, fuck. Or Batista's attacking him? Oh, shit. Oh, that's going to be great. That's going to set up your Triple H Batista match, isn't it? Oh. Oh, that's awesome. I like it. He's got a nose ring? Dave. Oh, my. Why are y'all leaving Ric Flair by himself? Oh, I love this. Funny thing is, this makes no storyline sense. Batista had his panties in a bunch when Shawn retired him. Oh, this is great. This is great.
Do I have your attention now?
Blue nose ring for Blue Tista. Oh, I might like this Batista. I might like this Batista. I think his promos are going to be gnarly when this gets cooking, because he's been pretty vocal. He even called out Stephanie McMahon once or twice, so I have a feeling they ain't going to pull any punches when it comes to promo time building this match. So Triple H is going to try to be the babyface in this? I don't know where he went. That was cool. Ruined his birthday. I thought something was up, man. We were running out of time. And there we go. 8 o'clock. Top of the hour, right off the air. All right. See, now what we have to hope for here is we have to hope that people now go on Twitter and be like, that was done in bad taste. I'm like, sweet, it worked. You know, he's getting heat. That's exactly what they want. And Batista's got a lot of axes to grind. You know, we all collectively, myself included as fans, we weren't too nice to him back in 2014. And I still feel guilty about that because none of that shit was his fault. So this is kind of cool that he's back. And he went hardcore. They're not trying to build some stupid slap together match between him and Triple H over some past bullshit, and it's just a bunch of promos and nothing. Like, there's a reason now. Batista attacked and nearly murdered Ric Flair on the 70th birthday. That's all the motivation you need right there for a match. And I didn't expect that because I want to hear. We have lots to hear about now. Batista has a lot of explaining to do because when he was there in 2010 or 2008, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, after Ric Flair retired, he was so mad at Shawn Michaels for what he did that the two of them had a couple of pay-per-view matches over the whole deal. Now all of a sudden he's beating this guy up that's already had a foot in the grave a few months back when he was deathly ill. What's Batista's character's reasoning behind doing that? Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Bruce was in charge. I don't know if Bruce is there tonight or not. He might not be started yet. He might be there. But, I mean, that all but confirms our Batista and Triple H match, which I have said all along, because we've heard these rumors. You know, we knew Triple H needed an opponent, provided he was healthy after the Saudi Arabia injury. And Batista was on the list, and that was probably going to be the match, which we got at 21, so that's 14 years ago when they worked the main event. And I don't know how good that match can be. In the ring, I think Triple H and Batista could suck. But now that you add this Flair stuff in, this makes me interested, at least for the build. The match might not be great, but the build should be fun. The build should be interesting. And there's going to be a whole lot of interesting things said on the mic. Pretty good closing of Monday Night Raw. Yeah, a lot of you guys are saying that. Good Raw tonight. What do y'all think? Oh my God, I got a really big audience in here. I hate to take a 10-second break, but I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. Hated to take a break there right when Raw ended, but I just had to. So yeah, there is a lot to be discussed here and a lot to think about in terms of the build for WrestleMania now. And we know you can put that match officially on the card now, so we've got whatever the hell Ronda Rousey, Becky, and Charlotte are going to do, likely the triple threat there. We got Seth and Brock, and now we got Triple H, Batista. Man. I think that, remember when Triple H and Randy Orton had their issue, and there was the home invasion, and there was the punting to Vince, or all the crazy stuff that they did. I think maybe even the punting to Stephanie. Randy did a lot of bad shit during that. And then the match in the ring turned out to really be a letdown. So physically, what are we going to get out of Triple H and Batista? You know, two guys that are 12 years past their prime. I just don't know. But the build's going to be fun, and I'm ready. I'm ready for some Dave Batista on the mic. I've really wanted to give him another chance because I just really like who he is as a person, like outside of wrestling. Like, he just comes off as a really cool dude. Very happy for his success in all the movies that he's doing, and I always thought he deserved a better send off than he got, you know, in 2014. So the fact that he's back and he's going to be cashing in on a WrestleMania payday and match, good for Dave. We're not going to get Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart out of these two. We know that, but we're going to get a pretty interesting build. The build will probably be better than the match. And I also wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of Evolution type of involvement in the Ric Flair, Batista, Triple H situation. Randy Orton might get involved. Randy Orton might even play a part in the match at WrestleMania. We don't know. Yeah, Spaz, I'm thinking we might get a match. Maybe Roman's first match back is in the confines of the Shield. Thanks for the super chat there and the fact that they came out and saved Dean tonight. You know? Well, who's it going to be, though? Because is it going to be McIntyre, Lashley, and who the hell else was in there? And Elias? Or is it going to be McIntyre, Lashley, and Corbin? I would think Corbin, because he was even talking shit to Roman tonight. And, you know, since the Shield is so strong, it might even be a handicap match against the Four Goofs. Put them all in there against the Shield. They could add Kurt Angle to the group, too, because he did fill in for Roman a couple of years ago, or last year, whenever it was. Yeah, it's a shame that we never saw the whole presentation and the ceremony, like, in the ring. Everybody was there, and they never even did the birthday. Now, that's one thing that I did not expect. I thought for sure we would actually get the celebration, but we didn't. I guess that's why they gave Rick the big surprise party a couple days ago. You know, and I'm wondering if this temporary alliance with Dean Ambrose and Seth and Roman is temporary. You know, maybe Roman and Seth come out to save him, and then if they do the match that we're talking about at Fastlane, maybe Dean turns heel again, and they're like, what the hell are we doing? And then Roman and Seth both boot him out the door themselves, like on TV, when Dean is finally wrapping up his contract and he actually is going to leave. It could be Seth and Roman. You know, kind of like how Gorilla threw Bobby out of Monday Night Raw. He was the guy that had to do that, you know? So maybe it's Seth and Roman that... remember when Austin and Angle kicked out Buff Bagwell out the back door and Gorilla did the same thing to Bobby? Like, I envision that type of scene with the three of them. That's hilarious. Becky and Roman as a tag team. Why is Big Show on the toilet? No. Nope. But yeah, Roman and Becky as a tag team would be funny because a dog is a man's best friend. Man, crazy, man. Crazy night. Did not see any of that coming. Should make for an interesting episode this week for the podcast, that's for sure. Oh, it's okay. I've got it blocked. Yeah, and Batista, another reason why I also like him on the mic is because he has absolutely nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. He's set for life financially. He's got a great career. He's succeeded greatly outside of professional wrestling. Not a whole lot of guys can say that. You know, some might go on to be just fine outside of wrestling, but nobody's had quite the success like Dave has. Like Batista, Jericho, Rock, guys like that. It's a short list. So he has no reason to suck the dick of the WWE. No reason at all. He can do what he wants, say what he wants, and if they don't like it, peace. Hand at you. I'm out the door, you know? Like, who cares? So I'm excited for the build, and I think WWE, if they truly mean this, and Triple H, I believe, does, you know, if they really want to change things up and spice things up, he probably gives Batista full reign. Say whatever you want. Go hardcore on me. Maybe I should reword that. You know what I mean. Batista and Triple H in a Hell in the Cell? Maybe. You know, I'm all for Hell in the Cells at WrestleMania, but now we have that stupid pay-per-view. Although we got the Shane and Undertaker one, I think that could be a good way to hide some of the flaws we might see in an in-ring match. Put the two of them in a cell, have a little blood. You know, it can kind of mask the shit match we might actually get in the ring. And you got enough heat now right off the bat. I mean, how many matches or how many feuds are Hell in the Cell worthy on their first night of birth, you know? Batista just beat the crap out of Triple H's best friend and idol on his 70th birthday. That match needs to be in a cage. So yeah, I'm not against that idea at all. At all. I actually think that's a possibility. Dominique, thanks for the $2, man. You're watching the last segment. I was so shocked. We were too, dude. We were too. And I know I owed you one from earlier on. You asked me right in the middle of all the crazy stuff what you had missed. And you had missed a lot at that point. You missed the Roman announcement and all sorts of stuff. But that ending was cool. We heard Batista was there. I don't know who's Cena fights at Mania at this point. Might be Drew McIntyre as an option. Because you got to remember, you got to think about, they initially, at least that's what we heard, they had plans for Cena and Sullivan. That ain't happening. So they might want to do the same exact thing with Cena, except instead of giving Sullivan the rub, they give it to someone else and go through with the same plans they originally had. So I think that's likely, and I think maybe McIntyre could be a good guy to be in that spot. Yeah, Jawan Arnold, we were talking about that. Thank you for your donation, buddy. I appreciate it. Seems like a Pritchard thing. We haven't seen a swerve of that magnitude, it seems, in a while. It seems like since the Pritchard days were there. You know, like, even though Batista was rumored to be in the building, or even confirmed to be in the building, we didn't see it going down like that. I did not envision that Batista could be the one to do the heel turn here. I thought they would bring Batista back, and he'd be a babyface, and he'd beat a heel Triple H or something like that. And I certainly didn't see this coming because of what we know of the relationship between Batista and Rick. And I referenced that earlier on from 2008 when Ric Flair retired. Batista held animosity. He held a grudge against Shawn Michaels for ending the career of his idol and his friend and all that. And they had a couple of pay-per-view matches and a pretty long feud over the deal. They had the stretcher match, right? Batista and Shawn. All of that was stemmed from Ric Flair being retired. So for all we knew, Batista and Ric Flair were homies. So I can't wait to hear what Batista's explanation is. You know, maybe I really hope it doesn't turn out to be, I'm mad that I wasn't invited to the party. That I don't want. If that's what if Batista shows up on Raw next week and says, as long as I idolized you, Ric Flair, and you didn't invite me to your party, if that's the crux of this thing, that's a stupid thing to feud over. And that's a stupid thing to beat the shit out of a 70-year-old man over. Because you didn't get invited to his party? F off, Batista. So I hope that there's a better reasoning behind it. I hope it's, because Batista was saying on camera, you hear me now, Triple H or whatever, so, you know, maybe he can play into some of these things we've heard about behind the scenes, about, you know, some rumors of Batista coming in and negotiations, contract negotiations starting and then stopping and all of this. Maybe that's all going to be tied into that. I think that would be much more fun than I wasn't invited to your party kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to the feud. And the Shawn feud in 08 was underrated. I liked the matches they had. And I liked the reason behind the matches. I thought it was all good. I thought it all fit well. And it was a perfect thing for Shawn to do after the Ric Flair match. Raw after Mania, we could see another Evolution turn. Maybe. They'd all have to get back together, though. I think Batista is here for WrestleMania. Just what I think. But I appreciate the $2, Darren. I can't see Batista coming back for any sort of a long run. He might be back for a while. WrestleMania, maybe SummerSlam or something. But he's too old. He's been around too long. He's got too much other shit going on. I can't see Batista coming back for any sort of a long-term return. Especially with a weekly television appearance. I just don't see that for him. Hey, that's a good one. Velveteen Dream versus John Cena. I don't know how they would mesh, though. I don't know. I just don't know what kind of build you could do. Because Cena is so the same in all of his promos. He's so serious. You know, and whenever he faces a young guy, he's always got to be like, I see superstar potential in you. But Velveteen's doing the crazy, like, gold dust gimmick where he's just fucking with people. I don't know. I see Cena losing to somebody like a bigger powerhouse. Velveteen is like is a guy that's just almost too small and athletic. You know, not that Cena can't work with those guys. He had great matches with AJ and Daniel Bryan and others, but yeah, I wouldn't be against that. I just don't like, for some reason I ain't feeling it. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything. I just don't it's not a match in my head that I think I would want to see. I'd almost rather see Cena get beat down by like Drew McIntyre or something. Ooh, that's a good one too, TJ Johnson. You guys have got better ideas than I do. Jesus. Batista should jump into NXT. Jump in and fuck up a main event. You know, maybe if NXT books a title match in the main event to Ciampa against somebody and Batista runs in and screws the whole thing up and flips off Triple H and runs through the crowd to get away or whatever. Might be fun. I don't see why not. I don't see why that idea wouldn't work. I think it would be great. And it would be more unpredictability and something that we didn't see coming from Batista. And something that hasn't been really done yet since NXT's birth. Darren Pfeffer, thanks for another one, dude. Appreciate another $5. I meant Evolution type of turn on Seth. Oh, I gotcha. Like Shield Evolution did on Orton on Raw after Mania. Oh, I see. Yeah. Especially if he's holding the belt. The big thumbs up, thumbs down thing. Yeah, why not? Something similar. That could be interesting. I'd be into a Roman heel turn too. I mentioned that earlier on when he was doing his speech. Hey, I actually mentioned Cena versus Rock a couple months ago, and all the fans immediately, you know, because like as soon as your brain hears that, you're immediately going to resist it. But I was like, no, hear me out. You know, I know that doesn't sound great, but I think the match would be so much more interesting now because now Cena is in Hollywood. You know, it's like you can rekindle the whole thing and start over. You know, before it was, you know, because Cena called out The Rock in a couple of interviews and, you know, you turn your back on wrestling and, you know, Cena was really the new Rock at that point. He was trying to follow in The Rock's footsteps in wrestling. Now he's trying to do the same thing in movies and he is about as equally as successful. You know, he's not The Rock, but he ain't no jabroni either. And it's the same thing with wrestling. Cena was never The Rock in pro wrestling, but he was damn respectable. And he had a damn great career for himself. You know, even though he didn't reach that quite superstar status, he did his best. And he's almost doing the same thing in movies. He's getting movies deals left and right. Critics like him. He does a good job. He's about as close to The Rock as you can get without being The Rock. And I think that would present a whole bunch of new opportunities for storyline development between the two, especially if you did some crazy-ass movie deal between the two of them. I would like to see a cameo. I would like to see the two of them featured in a movie, even if it's just a cameo, just to be on screen together at some point in a feature film, I think would be fun. And I mentioned that if they one day did like an Apatow comedy where the two of them like a romantic comedy where the two of them went after the same girl or something, like I think that might be slightly funny, you know? I think that would be good. Catherine, you're hitting the sack already. 6 a.m. Damn. I couldn't do it. All right. Have fun on the subway. Don't let anybody pee on you. We love you. Good night. I see Cena returning full time for a short time, if that makes any sense. I think at some point Cena will come back. He'll have another run with the title. He'll work 4 months nonstop, and then he'll be gone again, kind of thing. So I think Cena will get to the point where we will see him every week on TV, but only for a short stint. So like full time, but not really full time. Kind of like how Jericho did. You know, when Jericho was back, we saw him all the time, and then you leave. So I think it might be something like that for Cena, and that will probably happen when they do put that 17th title on him. And the funny thing is, I think when they finally do that, they should do a deal where like Ric Flair presents him the belt or something, just as a torch passing type of thing. But I think there's plenty of meat on the bone for a John Cena and Rock match at WrestleMania. I don't see them doing it. There's been no evidence of that. They'd have to throw that together awfully quick to put something like that in place for WrestleMania. So I don't think it's going to happen or anything like that. But I definitely think the match would be WrestleMania worthy. And we need a rubber match, don't we? Don't we want to know who's better between the two? And who the fuck? That's probably why we're never going to see the match again, because neither guy, really would probably want to lose that match. And WWE wouldn't want either guy to lose that match. It's almost like a lose-lose for WWE. Either way, somebody's going to get the shit end of the stick there. And I don't think they want that. One this day in the history at the end of the month. Oh, next month. Yeah. Probably. I've decided I've moved up a couple of my videos. I've got way too much shit jam-packed into WrestleMania week. I don't want to do that because a couple of the videos are pretty elaborate, and I don't want to upload those back to back. So one of my big videos is going to be coming mid-March. I'm like eyeballing March 15th for that. So I'm primarily working on that right now. But yeah, shoot me a DM. Let me know what you have in mind. I can probably work it in. All right, Mike. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it tonight. 3:30. Jesus, you guys in your early mornings. I'm like the opposite of that. Yeah, I agree. Like, Cena's past the point of winning big time matches, but if Cena is, The Rock definitely is. The Rock's older than Cena is. But yeah, I see your point. It just I feel like it would be a WrestleMania 28 situation. Like, going into that match, I really didn't think that Cena was going to win. I thought it was going to be Rock all the way. You always hear the stories of, oh, WWE really didn't know. No, they knew. You don't bring somebody like The Rock back and have him lose, man. He's got to win that match. So I wasn't surprised to see him win. All right, How Weezy, you're peacing out too. I will not be far behind you guys. I got to get out of here too. I got stuff to do. I got videos to work on and a little bit of editing to do. So I should not be hanging out here too much tonight. I got to figure out too what I'm going to do this week for a video. I'm not sure yet. There's so much going on. I've got to come up here for a regular episode. We had a huge Monday Night Raw tonight. Tons of wrestling news going on. So if I can't make a podcast happen, I'll do a live episode. One or the other, you're getting me this week, either on Thursday or Friday. And I'm sorry for not knowing exactly. It's just this week's going to be weird. So I got to figure it out, but I will. I'll be up here. Yeah, some guys have come back and lost, but it just, at that time, there's just no way they would have done that to The Rock. It felt like he was doing them a huge favor to come back. Remember the night that he came back and Vince came? I've only seen this one time. I just remember the night that it happened. I remember Vince coming out to the stage and thanking The Rock and getting like choked up and teary-eyed over it because the WWE was desperate for Rock to come back, especially with the Cena hate going on at that time. The Rock was the perfect guy to come back, and as soon as he called out Cena, it was instant erections for everybody in the audience, and it was a real big shot in the arm for WWE. And I think you could have had nuclear war had Cena won that match. I think the fans would have gone absolutely apeshit. So WWE did the right thing by having Rock win first and then come back on the back end and have Cena pick up his victory back. So I wasn't expecting Cena to win that at all. Plus, again, it was the main event. There haven't been too many WrestleManias in history that have ended in disappointment. And you know the fans in Rock's home goddamn town? Come on. He's going to lose that? Do you want the fans to riot? Do you want them to light that stadium on fire? Because they will. I just think that would have been insane to have him lose that night. Oh yeah, The Rock had a birthday celebration. Was that when Vince did that? I remember, Vince, like, you could just see it. You could hear it in his voice. You could see it in his face, how eternally grateful he was that The Rock came back when he didn't have to. The Rock's got billions of dollars. Rock's toilet paper is $100 bills. Like, he's got no reason to even touch professional wrestling again. And not only did he come back, but he came back a lot. He was featured a lot. He was on TV a lot, making the trips, having matches. You know, it was for a short time. You know, we only got a little taste of Rock returning, but we still got it, and he was all in on everything. So there was no way WWE was going to do him like that. Oh yeah, you can come back and do all this hard work for us, put all this time in when you don't have to, and you got all this money, and fuck us, and yeah, we're gonna have you a job. No. The only thing that was bad about that Rock and Cena situation is when they had this 3-year plan. By the time those 3 years were up, it was so incredibly just obvious what they were doing. I mean, it was almost instantly obvious, you know, what they were doing. The minute that Rock beat Cena, you knew there was going to be a rematch. There just had to be, you know? Especially when Rock comes back in the summer and announces that he's getting a title match at the Royal Rumble, you know? That was the night I realized for sure. I'm like, well, there's your WrestleMania main event. It's going to be Rock and Cena. And that was the night of the 1000th Raw. Also a video that I've done a review on, courtesy of Barry. Hell, is that in the cards? It is in the cards. How about that? So you can click it if you want to watch that. I just uploaded that a couple weeks ago. I watched the Hardy documentary on the network. That was good. My reaction to Batista's return was awesome. Loved it. Thought it was a great way to bring him back. I wasn't sure how I felt about him coming back because the rumored match with Triple H I didn't think would translate very well in the ring. But now you add all this to it, and something we didn't see. I thought Batista would be the babyface coming back. He's going to be the heel. He's going to be an asshole heel. He tried to kill an old man on Raw tonight. Dude should be in jail. Why is Becky Lynch in jail? Batista should be in jail. And I think this is going to make for fantastic TV. So I'm down. I'm down with Batista's return. Should have been Punk versus Cena versus Rock. That's what Punk would have liked, but that wasn't what the storyline with Rock. The whole Rock and Cena was so much about them. You know, they weren't going to just interject. No, no matter how much Punk deserved it, and he definitely did at that time, they weren't going to do it. I don't think that was ever the plan. WWE never once considered. You know, Punk thought he was worthy of that honor, but WWE's like, no, this is what we're doing. This is the storyline between them. It has nothing to do with you, Punk. So, you know, Punk kind of got shafted, but that match at 29 would have been a hell of a lot better had you put Punk in there. I agree with you there, Joe James. Because that match sucked at WrestleMania 29. That's my least favorite WrestleMania main event, I think, of all time. Maybe, no, even I think Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam was even better than that. Really did not like that main event at all. I thought it would have been fine. Like, Cena winning the title isn't what bothered me. It was Cena winning the title that way is what bothered me. I would have loved to see a heel turn and a beatdown. Great way to write Rock off TV. You know, after because he never really wrestled again, did he? Had that match with that 2-second match with Eric Rowan a couple years ago. I mean, Rock really hasn't been in the ring since that night, and he was injured. You know, so to have John Cena turn heel and injure him, God, would have been great. WWE, man, they missed a big opportunity there. That would have been heat to an ungodly level. And the chicken shits didn't do it. Yeah, it does appear with what they're doing. You know, I mean, Batista's probably going to have to lose this match at WrestleMania, right? Triple H is now going to be the babyface. They're going to have to work a little harder, though. People aren't too high on Triple H these days in the ring. So I don't know if the fans are necessarily going to go crazy cheering for him or anything like that. But if they do more stuff with Ric Flair and they make Batista out to be a really dirty, black-hearted, soulless, douchey heel, you know, it could work. You know, and I think more... you know, to get more babyface sympathy for Triple H and even Stephanie, they might have to acquiesce to Becky's or Ronda's demands, to get Becky Lynch back into that match. And if the two of them then facilitate that and put Becky in there, making it a triple threat, that's going to get the fans not really hating them right now. Well, thank God, Triple H and Stephanie to the rescue, right? You know, maybe not Stephanie. Get her, keep her away from this. Because even with a heel Batista, beating up Ric Flair. If you put a heel Batista in the ring in a promo with Stephanie McMahon, I'm still going to be on Batista's side. And I think most fans are too. So I think you got to almost keep Stephanie out of this, honestly. And it should be more of a Triple H and Batista situation, if WWE's smart. Because it's really not about Stephanie. This is about Triple H's relationship with Ric Flair. Stephanie should have no reason to be out there, no reason to confront Batista, no reason to slap him again, like she did 6 years ago, whenever that was. She better just keep her nose out of this one. Joey G, thanks for another super chat, man. You've almost chatted enough to get another video, dude. Yoko Brett Hogan, WrestleMania 9 or Cena Rock 2? I'm going Cena Rock 2. I hated what they did with Hogan. But one thing I will say, as much as I hated that finish, and we all look back on that WrestleMania 9 finish as one of the worst things and worst decisions in wrestling history, look at the crowd. The crowd was losing it. Popping their asses off. Biggest pop of the night at WrestleMania when Hogan won that belt back. So in hindsight, it was stupid. But the crowd at the time and for the moment that it made, the crowd popped. Nobody was in there booing Hogan. Nobody was booing that situation at all. Where at WrestleMania 29, you had 80,000 people taking a dump on that match at once. And that's a big difference. So I'm going to go with Yoko, Brett, and Hogan as the better WrestleMania main event. Even though I hated it and still sits in the pit of my stomach as a Bret. Bret Hart's my favorite of all time, you know. Especially back then when I was younger. I mean, I just loved him. So that was a tough pill for me to swallow. Bubbinator, that one is impossible. I'm going 2000 Trish. Although Zelina, they're all on the list. Gun to my head, Trish. But just barely. 05 Lita would be fun. Yeah, so we know, and I'd be willing to bet, Vontae, that triple threat is a done deal. I think we're going to get Ronda, Becky, Charlotte. We're going to get Seth Lesnar. We're going to get Triple H, Batista. What else we got? So those are 3 matches. Who are the big names missing? Roman Reigns has got to do something. Asuka's got to do something. She took a pin from Mandy Rose last week. What the hell? So looks like Asuka's not going to have a very big match at WrestleMania unless she works. At this point, I would say normally I'm against this. Normally I'm against bringing up an NXT talent to have a WrestleMania match, but I think you should bring up Kairi Sane or somebody like that to face Asuka because there's nobody on the SmackDown roster currently that I give less than a fuck about Asuka facing at WrestleMania. I like Sonya Deville and I like a couple others, but I just don't think there's really much of a division there. So if Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte are going to have this big epic match, you don't want Asuka beating Mandy Rose on the kickoff, you know? Why don't you just admit that belt's a piece of trash? You know, so I think you got to have Asuka in some sort of a match that can be good and memorable and at least not be too much in the shadow of the main event. I don't think she's facing Lacey Evans. I can't see that. She might. Who knows? But I'd rather see somebody from NXT. I don't think it'll be Shayna Baszler either. I think Shayna's going to keep the belt until TakeOver and maybe show up on the Raw or SmackDown after Mania. I don't think there's any time for Shayna to have a Mania match. But then again, we got other guys. We got Tommaso. We have the NXT champion wrestling on Raw and SmackDown, so I don't know why we can't have the NXT women's champion wrestling on Raw and SmackDown. So I guess that's not out of the question. Just doesn't feel like what I do. Randy Orton, AJ Styles, that would be a fun match. That'll probably be similar to Randy Orton and Punk at 27. Just a good, solid match. Love the finish of that match with Punk and Orton with the RKO off the top rope. I think that match with Punk and then the match Orton had with Rollins at 31 where he threw him 30 feet in the air and RKO'd him. Great shit. People criticize Randy Orton, but I've always had his back. And plus, you know, a lot of fans that criticize him are young. They're not like me. I grew up watching his daddy. You know, I have immense love and respect for Ace. And I would never shit on his kid, ever. AJ Lee. Would they bring her back? How's your husband? Yeah, it might be good. I mean, if AJ Lee were to come back, I mean, I would almost want to see like Paige get cleared and then do Paige and AJ and play off the movie or something. That might be better. Yeah, 27 was ass. Oh, you know what? That main event's up there. That main event probably would be my least favorite had it not been for Cena and Rock 2 years later. Yeah, 27 was bad. Nick Musser, yes, you should get a GoodMicWork tattoo. It needs to go right on your forehead. That's where it belongs. Tweet me your picture. Andrade versus Mysterio. There you go. I'm trying to think of the other matches we're likely to see. Andrade versus Mysterio is one. Trish and Lita potentially challenging for the women's tags as another one. Shane and The Miz, thank you. So that's about, what, 6 matches that are kind of penciled in. We're also going to get the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. We're going to get an Intercontinental title match. We're going to get a Cruiserweight title match. I don't know when R-Truth is ever going to drop that belt, if he holds on to it at WrestleMania. We're going to get that. We got some tag title matches. Rusev and Nakamura are a likely new team now and probably be grabbing some tag straps soon. So now we're probably up to, what, 8 matches or so? Balor versus Ricochet would be great. And I mentioned Balor and Ricochet wrestling for the IC title in my last podcast. I mentioned them having that match not at WrestleMania but at TakeOver and having the IC title defended there just for fun. But I think that would be... WWE isn't going to do that because they're not going to rob Balor of his WrestleMania match. But I think the two of them could have a Steamboat and Savage type of affair at TakeOver in front of an audience that would appreciate a match like that. I think it would be super fun, but I don't see it happening. But that's likely. Ricochet and Balor. Undertaker might have a match. He might work with Balor. We got Kevin Owens coming back soon. He should be back probably around Fastlane time. Set him up for a match at WrestleMania. We know Daniel Bryan is going to have to defend the title, and Owens is on the short list of guys for him to defend it against. We don't know where the hell Bray Wyatt is. We don't know where the hell Luke Harper is. Those guys can tie into something at the last minute. So there's a ton of stuff to do. Strowman and McIntyre have got to have a match. So yeah, right there. And Kofi and New Day are going to have to do something. So right now we're already up to, what, 10, 11, 12 matches? Not including appearances and special attractions and all this kind of stuff. There's going to be some major giant women's tag team match of some kind, you would think, because there's a lot of women on the roster. And right now, between the 2 title matches and then Bayley and Sasha's match, unless they make that tag match a fatal 4-way, which they're likely to do, if it doesn't turn out to be Trish and Lita, I think Bayley and Sasha probably defend against as many women as possible, just to give a bunch of women a WrestleMania match, and then Bayley and Sasha retain. Otherwise, I'd go Trish and Lita, and I would actually put the belts on Trish and Lita for like a cup of coffee, just so their names can go in the record books as holding the belts. For no other reason than that. That's it. You know, just to put them, just to etch them in history, and then immediately yank the straps right back off of them, have a couple of heels beat them, or have Sasha and Bayley win the belts back, something like that. But if you do Sasha and Bayley and Trish and Lita, that's a whole lot of baby faces going on there too. So if you did Trish and Lita, I might actually take the belts off Sasha and Bayley at Fastlane and put Trish and Lita in there with Nia and Tamina. That way it's just better, you know? Did the women have a battle royal? Oh yeah, they do, don't they? I forgot about the women's battle royal. I forgot about that already. After that whole Fabulous Moolah thing, now it's the Mae Young Battle Royal or whatever the hell it is. Who won it last? I don't even know who the fuck won it last year. I have no memory. Yeah, not Finn Balor. Bray Wyatt will be back. I don't know why. I don't know why they're holding him off. It's like they can't think of anything for him, which I guess is good. I'd rather have them hold him off than bring him in here and just have him do stupid shit every week on TV like Elias does, and go nowhere and spin his wheels. I'd much rather have this, hold him off till you can think of something to do with him. Bella Twins, another possibility. Winning the titles. They'd have to be heels, though, going in there against Sasha and Bayley, which they already are. Ladder match would be great at WrestleMania. The Batista and Triple H match, I like the idea. I can't remember who said it now, but the idea of a Hell in a Cell is very good for them because I think that can help conceal a little bit of the flaws we might get in the in-ring match. Put them in a cage, throw some color on their faces. Fans will forget all about how shitty the match is. I don't know, John Redifer. I have no idea what impact Bruce will have in his new role. I think he's definitely going to help, but I also don't think Bruce is a genius or anything like that. Bruce is very good at what he does, but I don't agree with everything, all of his philosophies. But I definitely think like somebody like him who was actually around, who actually worked side by side with Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan, having somebody like that deep into the creative process is nothing but good. Because he can almost like pull them back down to earth to an extent. Come on, like he can open up his mouth and say, when have we ever done stuff like this? What are we doing here? Like, imagine if we were doing, like, sometimes I would say this in creative meetings. Say, imagine if we were doing exactly what we're doing right now, like booking philosophy-wise, in the 1980s. Crockett's would put us out of business in 2 months. This would not work. There's no continuity. There's no, with all the writers there, nothing is followed through with. Shit's changing left and right. They're rewriting shows as the show starts. The same type of horror stories we heard for years about WCW and Monday Nitro and how that was such a clusterfuck and nobody knew what the hell was going on. That's a lot of what we hear is going on in the WWE right now. WWE used to make fun of WCW for not having their shit together. And now WWE not having their shit together would be an improvement. That's how bad things are right now. So they got some work to do. I'm hoping Bruce helps out. You are right. Steel cage match. Only one. Hogan and Bundy. Yeah. Holy crap. That's so funny that didn't even really dawn on me. But I guess that's right. We've never really had another. I'm trying to think back in the day. We never had a blue bar cage match at WrestleMania. We never did. Yeah, and then by then, then in the 90s, Hell in a Cell was created. And we had a few Hell in a Cells at 15 and 28 and 32 and maybe something else. No, I don't think so. I would like to think that Bruce doesn't need. The cool thing is WWE had to come after him. He's doing great. Like, Bruce is living the life. He's traveling a lot for the podcast, but really, he's got a very easy, stress-free, fun job. Who would have thought he'd stumble across this podcast universe and be able to make a living and make a good one doing this? So for him to be able to take or want to take a job that is likely to, as stressful as that job is, he's got to be getting paid to do that. So Stephanie can make his life miserable all he wants. He can just say, fine, peace, I quit. I don't need this. I'll go back to doing the podcast. Like, I just think Bruce is in a position where he doesn't need WWE. They should treat him right. I think Stephanie, if she does treat him badly, that just shows her vindictiveness. But no, I don't think. I think times have changed now. I think it's water under the bridge. Anything that happened with him last time he was there, which did get a little weird there at the end with the gun story and all of that, but. Bruce doesn't tell very flattering stories about Stephanie on the podcast and stuff, and she just sounds like a horrible boss. Like, I just couldn't imagine being like reprimanded by her or anybody like her, male or female, doesn't matter. But just to talk down to like that, patronized, condescended, it's like my pet peeve. Yeah, The Undertaker murdered the boss man. I was there for that. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to do some sort of a watch along for WrestleMania 15. I was thinking about doing a review, but I don't have time to do a review. So I'm either going to just react or do a watch along to the entire pay-per-view, or maybe just the main event or something. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to do something WrestleMania 15 related for the 20-year anniversary because I made the trip. My girlfriend at the time, we hopped in the car and we drove up to Philly, made the 8.5, 9-hour drive, whatever it was, and went to WrestleMania that year. It was actually really fun. Back in the pre-cell phone days and all that, we had to just find our way up there. And I'll never forget, we were leaving the arena that night after WrestleMania, and we didn't have a rental car. I drove my car up there, and on my car was an advertisement, a flyer for WWF The Music Volume 3, the CD that was coming out. And I still have the flyer, like somewhere. I kept it. And I guess it was just WWE putting advertisements on everybody's car for the new album. And I ended up having like 4 or 5 copies of that thing. A couple of them were sealed. I think I gave one away on a giveaway. Brother Love was Bruce. I am right. I wasn't aware that was not common knowledge. Yeah, Bruce came in, he came in from working in Texas as a super young dude. I don't know how old he was, but he was definitely in his 20s. When he was doing the Brother Love character, if he was in his 30s, it was early 30s. I mean, he was young, super young. Oh, yeah. I thought it was crazy. I remember our seats were so bad for WrestleMania 15. They gave us, I don't know how we got them. I want to say they gave them to us. Maybe we bought them. We had binoculars. I don't remember where we got the binoculars, but we had them. And she let me use them the whole time. And I was watching a lot of that. And I remember seeing the boss man come up and the way he was shaking around. When you're up in the upper deck, it looks real. Then when you see it on TV, you're like, oh, yeah. But I knew when I got home and I actually took a look at the tape that I was probably going to see some tricks, and I did. But it was crazy to see, like, from my vantage point, how it looked. Oh, good. All right, the audience is finally starting to dwindle down, so I'm going to peace out and get out of here. I definitely needed to stay up here a little bit later tonight for Raw because I know we had so much stuff going on. And, yeah, this was one of the better Raws. It was an interesting Raw. Kept my attention the whole time. Great swerve, twist, cliffhanger finish with Batista murdering poor Ric Flair on his 70th birthday, so that was crazy. Good stuff all around. I got to get out of here now. I will be up here this week. Episode 532 might be live, might not sure. Look for that on Thursday, Friday at the absolute latest. And yeah, you all have a good rest of your night. Thanks a lot. Catch you this week. Be good. Peace.